Refresh, please.
Hey! Hi!
Hey!
Just kidding!
Just kidding, yeah. So
I
I
have a feeling
it's
gonna be one of those nights.
Yep.
Listen, no, it's
No!
not.
Listen!
You!
Rude.
All right.
Stop stream again. We have to fight for first.
Alright, that's fair. That's fair. So, anyway, I don't think anybody missed anything super important. It was just the party had helped out around town, helped clean up, and got a vibe check for the people around town, the town of Furon. Then they went to bed for the night, and we're going to try to get some more information the next day, and ultimately, maybe, possibly, make a decision on where and what. Make a decision on what one direction you guys are gonna go.
But a bunch.
Anybody gonna sing? Anybody know a One Direction song?
You don't know you're
I
beautiful.
don't. I'm too old.
That's the only one.
There we go.
I just don't claim my generation, so.
Oh, I do the song.
There you go.
I go to the word.
There you go. See, look,
You know you're beautiful.
we are a multi-generational, vastly knowledgeable group. So you should hang with us more, and you should hang with us besides on stream, like on our various social media accounts.
And in our Discord.
And in our Discord. Well,
And in our
Discord is
Discord.
well, no, Discord wouldn't be considered social media, I guess.
Kind of is.
I don't know. I post on Discord more than I do on social media.
There you go.
Social
It's about
networking.
50.
Social network, server-based, hanging out with
Hey, you
people.
know,
That's
it
what
may
you do.
not be social media, but we can make it social media.
There you go.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Oh.
So one way that we, get ourselves promoted and get ourselves out there on social media is through clips. And D, as your punishment for missing last week, you get to do the clips spiel. So go ahead.
Time to write notes down. Thank you.
Chrissy's our note taker. We don't need you for that.
Hey, these are my personal
Whoa!
notes from
Whoa!
missing last
Fired!
Shots
Hey, I want
fired!
to see your notes. Then you can talk. I'm
I don't
a
take notes,
backup
Christy
note
does.
taker for when Christy can't, okay? So my
You guys
notes
are
are
in trouble
equally as
if I have to miss.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
He is the backup.
Clips are a thing that Brennan wouldn't know about because he doesn't take notes. So, but you can know all about them after I tell you.
Write this down.
Write this down. No, I'm just kidding. We use clips on our various social medias, like our TikTok, our YouTube, which we are now posting long content on, by the way, instead of just our short form content. But
Yay!
our clips go into not only that, but also our BRB screens, things like that, so that you guys can keep up with us in any way, shape, or form. But also, it's just fun. It's fun to look back on things. So, the little clapper down at the bottom of the screen in the right-hand corner, click on that, clip what you want, name it, title it, so that we can find it, and because it helps in the Twitch algorithm.
Hey, do you have an abridged version of this? I'm running out of room on my hand.
You know, I thought when I left like 8th grade algebra, I'd never have to hear the word algorithm ever again, and then I got into content creation.
Oh my god, that's all
But really,
I hear about.
I hate.
Good algorithm.
It's an important word to know, but I hate it so much.
You know, it's real though, because I had a video on my personal TikTok not that long ago that the title of the book had the word death in it, and I didn't change the spelling, or I didn't catch it when I was posting it. That book or that post easily a third or less of the views that every other post I've ever made on there has. It's so weird.
No, it's not.
Algorithms, really.
It's not weird. It's the algorithm.
It's the algorithm, evil algorithm.
Dun, dun,
But you
dun.
can beat the algorithm by going directly to our TikTok, which is Reality Break 20 on TikTok, and follow us, and then watch under the following side instead of the for you side, and then you will always see our content, which is posting at least weekly, usually 2 to 3 times a week. depending on what else we have going on and how much time we have to film things.
Yeah, it's
But
informative, it's entertaining, and you get to see us do silly things sometimes.
it's true, and the clips end up on there and everything. So make sure you follow us on TikTok. We also post daily on Twitter and Instagram. Not daily on Instagram, but weekly on Instagram at least. Frequently on Instagram, and then the YouTube Shorts as well as the long form content.
Make sure you give us a follow on Friendster as well. Friendster's a big one.
Things
MySpace.
at times.
If
Basically.
you want to be in our top 8, you gotta like
for the
My schoolmates,
for the
my classmates.
Gen X and elder millennials, you want to put your AIM name.
Yeah,
Hey,
get your
I
name. Get your MSN Messenger. Drop your MSN Messenger name.
Check
So
us
you
out
have
on
that
ICQ.
cool away message, you know.
Dude,
Yes.
dude, your friend's mood for the day was totally set on what their away message was.
It's
You
true.
plan that out.
Okay,
You plan
my
that
brain
out.
can't think that far back right now because I'm trying to think of literally what I just watched. But
Maybe you should have taken notes.
what was before MySpace? It was before MySpace, and I can't.
Oh, I was too young. I don't know.
I mean,
My
Live journal.
I know
Yeah,
there was
live
one.
I had.
I knew
Yeah,
there was
live
one,
Journal,
but
are you thinking about LiveJournal? Because
No.
LiveJournal was like the precursor to Tumblr.
yeah.
No,
Wait,
no,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is
no.
gonna bug me.
Well,
I don't
consult the
remember
internet.
any 18 plus content on LiveJournal.
If only there was this massive database of information that we could access from anywhere at any time that had pretty
Guys,
much
it's almost
all
8:30.
knowledge
We haven't
known to
actually
man.
started D&D yet.
Oh shoot, is that what we're doing?
Welcome
Oh, I
to reality
forgot.
break where we take a break
Before
from
we-
playing D&D to talk about
To talk about the real world.
The real world.
Explain
before we
AIM
go-
to the young
No.
AOL Instant Messenger is
Oh,
was like
I know what
text
AOL is,
messaging
okay.
before text messaging was a
Well,
thing.
so AOL was America Online. That was like the
Yes.
first web, that was how you got online. But AOL
Yeah.
Instant Messenger was something you could just get.
I thought
I thought
ICQ
it was
was
like
like
a-
AOL.
like
And then
chat.
please tell me you know what www stands for.
World Wide Web.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, we're
Clutch.
good. We're good.
Clutch. All right.
We're
Hey.
good.
Okay, I know what AOL is. I just didn't know.
All right.
that
Let's.
they
All
had their
right.
own
Finally,
messaging.
let's get this back on track.
I have a
Lastly,
small first.
yes, Christy, you wanted to shout out a new product you'd received.
I do, because I am an addict and have way too much time on my hands. I got myself a new dice rolling tray because it has taller sides so that my dice don't bounce out and go all over my desk, because that is a problem that I have. This is wood with like a vinyl kind of faux leather inset. This is from Green Fox Woodworking. Green Fox Woodworking. You can find them on Etsy. That's where I found this. Focus. I think I have autofocus off, but anyway, that's what it is. And they're reasonably priced. They have these trays, which is just plain. They have the kind that have like an extra little compartment here. They've got all sorts of really cool stuff. So go check them out. It's green as in the color. Green Fox Woodworking.
Nice. Shout out to Green Fox Woodworking. You make a fantastic product.
It's beautiful and it's
Yeah,
sturdy.
it looks good. Looks
It's
good.
nice. It's
I
the
got
logo on it.
I got a Green Bay Packers dice set
Nice.
from our
Nice.
from our local shop called Gnome Games.
Oh,
They have-
Ooh.
Yep, Gnome Games is dope, and that's where I got Abby's My Little Pony dice set. Was at Gnome
Nice.
Games.
I love that so much.
She's very excited. She wanted me to write up a character. She wanted to write up a character with me the other day after we got the dice. So I'm like, all right, well,
All right.
let me.
You know what this means, though, Tony? When I'm home for Christmas, family D&D session.
We can do it. We can do it. All right, something up. Well, mom would get into it, and dad would ignore us entirely.
We'd
Which
have
is
to,
fine.
and I could probably convince Jeff. Maybe that'll be the way that I push Jeff.
Jeffrey?
Well, the
According
problem
to
is
Mom,
dad
he's
would
gonna
have.
be busy crying
Yeah.
over the garage for a while. So
Yeah, the problem is dad would have to entertain Toby for a while, and I don't know how that would go, but we'll see.
Yeah, well.
All right, so
Anyway.
with that being said, let's dive back in to the world of Starhel. So, you guys wake up in the morning. The previous day, you had had your follow-up conversations with Icewind, and gotten some preliminary information, looking for, try to get the full extent of what had happened, because as you found out, this attack was not isolated to just Furan. It seemed to similar attacks or similarly suspicious situations had happened all over Starhel. So you wake up. You guys wake up in the morning. Make your way down. I don't know if you're all traveling together.
Like P. Diddy?
You can straight.
I can think of it.
Feeling like he did.
Yeah, sure. If you want to do that, you do that, cool kid. So everybody makes their way down. At this point, you guys have all kind of gathered around, just milling about in the lobby.
Icewind was going to have another meeting today, to talk to them about some of the information we gave and to ask some of the questions that we wanted him to ask. So we are supposed to meet with him before we leave anywhere, but I know we discussed yesterday, has anyone given any thought to whether we should be headed towards Moore? Was it Moore or another place?
Moore is the closest one. We could get there in no time. In addition to that, I had mentioned Duncan isn't in town anymore.
Oh, that's right.
But I was thinking maybe we could go hit up Lockjaw to find out if maybe he had gone through there.
Yeah, that's right. Morag, Duncan left. We went to see if Duncan was around and he left town. He apparently was just given community service and then left. So we don't know where he is.
I think that Kira thinks that if we should decide on where we go before, because then we can hit Lockjaw's like on the way out of town.
Right.
Yeah.
So the options, kind of, as I see it, the options are we could go check out one of the towns that had the assassination attempt or the attacks, the similar, the similar things. We could go to where the Inventors Guild is, the head office.
Oh, yep.
To talk to people there and see like where that leak of information might have happened about what was going on at the different cities. We could go to Waynon and see if there's anything that rolls out about the assassination attempts, if that was Thieves Guild associated or if it was other people.
Not to say that we wouldn't do it anyways, but I think that we should make our way to Waynon and just stop at the places along the way, all the places along the way.
Well, we'd have to plan a route, sort of, but yeah.
See what other information we can get.
The only question
is more on the way to Waynon?
Not really.
The question I've got is, do we want to find out more about the artwork? Or do we just kind of want to leave that on as like
that needs to stay on the
burner?
radar, I think, but she had mentioned she doesn't think that was even Thieves Guild.
I'm happy to stay away from it. More than happy.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
not that I
sure
know
if
anything
it's
about that. I'm
Thieves
glad you
Guild.
forgot.
Thieves Guild would have been there for money. It just didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like their style to. Because didn't they like? I don't.
We don't
think
know what they took yet either, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't break in, and the Thieves Guild would have broken in.
Oh, that's right, it sounded like bards, not...
It was the best.
And that's not. They like coerce their way in. They like talk their way in, and that's not Thieves Guild style.
Which it's not really fitting for them either, from what my experience. But then again, who knows what was in there?
Are we like talking as we're on the way to breakfast? Because I'm assuming that we're on.
Yeah.
The way to
Yeah.
breakfast.
We're halfway, we're on our way to breakfast.
Yeah. You guys are clearly like having this
Always on the way to
conversation.
breakfast.
Oh, yeah, hey, where's Morag? Hey,
Yeah.
Food.
Yes, I'm coming.
Everyone except Bill, give me an insight check as you're walking along the streets.
Except Bill.
His
Bill's just
passive is 19,
distracted.
so. No,
Oh.
his passive is 19, so.
Guys, yet?
Perception?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, perception. Yeah, not insight. Sorry.
Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, so 17.
Okay.
13.
Same.
17 either way, actually.
17, 17. His passive's 19. 13 for Clancy. Morag?
This was perception.
Yeah.
That'll be a 21.
Whew. So, as you guys are walking along the streets, I mean, it's still pretty noticeable. Like, anybody you see walking along still, like, they're still feeling the effects from yesterday. So, not a lot of, like, happy chatter or anything like that. Morag specifically, as you're walking along, you do notice some people... As you guys are walking, you do start noticing people kind of stop and whispering and pointing at you. At your group.
Okay, I was like, me in particular?
No, like all of you.
Okay.
I'm used to this. This is good.
So the rest of us don't clock that, though?
No, you're noticing, like, because you guys are having your in-depth conversation about, like, what the plans are, and... Morag, you're kind of detached a little bit from this, and that's when you're noticing people stopping, or not stopping, but like looking at you and pointing at you guys as you're walking along.
Is there like a general discernment that they're...
It's more like, oh, I think that's them. Like,
Hang on, it's high school all over again. Okay.
Not
You
quite.
had people
But, like,
being
in a,
like, oh my
in
god,
a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, in a good way or bad way.
those are the people that stop the monsters, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Good way.
Yeah.
Or a bad way. Got it.
It depends on your perspective. Yep.
For
Okay.
Flynn, it's good.
I'm not gonna say
Mira,
anything
it's
as of
bad.
right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold off.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way down the
Lightning
street.
hits everyone.
There you go. You guys make your way down the street. You head in, and you see the guard, attendant, up at the front desk. Say, I think Iceman might be on if you guys are here to talk to him, I think he's on another communication with the other garrison commanders. Kind of one more follow-up from yesterday. So probably might want to wait before you go in and talk to him. So.
grab first foot. Brekkie.
Get yourselves a brekkie. Oh god, wait, from last week I'm not doing any more accents. No. None at all.
Alright.
Otherwise I'll just do
No,
a
you have to
Russian
do that
accent, 'cause that's the only
You
one.
have to do that accent for a new character now. And you
Yeah.
can
There you go.
introduce us
A little
to
bit
them,
of brekkie there.
Brekkie.
He's a bit of a wonka there, isn't he? It's bad.
You
Okay.
said
have
wolf.
I don't
Okay.
have my Cockney slang anymore. I gotta find it.
There you go.
It's very.
Michael Caine.
Yep. Michael Kai.
No, I got the accent. It's the,
Just
it's
the
slang.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that clip. We were in a bit of a something.
Tizzy or something, yeah.
Yeah. And you could pass us some brass tacks.
That makes my soul happy every time I see it. So you guys make your way into the cafeteria. Pretty healthy gathering of people this time. So like, because when you guys normally come in, it seems like you're going in a transition between shifts, so it's normally like pretty barren. But for some reason, today, cafeteria is pretty crowded, and you're getting there at like, right around your normal time, so.
I'm just gonna eat my breakfast silently.
Alright, go silently, okay. Alright. So you guys grab your trays, you find, it takes you a minute because obviously you're not used to the cafeteria being this busy, but you guys make your way, plop down. You guys are sitting there. And... Oh, I don't have...
Make it a breakfast sandwich out of waffles.
No.
Sausage potato.
Well, I was
Kira
just
would be
realizing I don't have my
trying to,
phone on me, so I gotta go get that at some point. Just in
Kira
my
would be
personals.
listening. Kira would be listening for what the chatter is amongst the guards, like what their thoughts are, and
Give me another... Yeah,
any
give me another...
indication.
Yeah, give me another
why
perception
there's
test.
so many people.
Check.
on. Percy dice. Oh, perception?
Yeah.
That is a 24.
Ooh, nice. So with a 24, you, once again, your background, you're used to doing stuff like this all the time. A lot of the chatter seems to be around how security, they're calling in for overtime because of extra security for the next, at least the next foreseeable future, next couple days. And you're actually, what you're hearing is a little bit of debate about, like, oh, we're not gonna, there's a group of guys specifically next to you that are like, oh man, I really hope we don't have to do anything like a big lockdown or we're like doing a curfew or anything like that. And another guy that's like, nah, I don't think we're gonna have to go that extreme. I think Commander Icewind and Governor Strong just want, a little bit more presence on the streets, at least probably for the rest of the week, just to make sure that if there's any lingering people hanging out, that they know that we're not going to be messing around. You got us once, and that's on us, but you're not going to get us again. And the other guy's like, yeah, I don't know, like this feels kind of like martial law kind of thing, which, and it's an older guy, an older gentleman. He said, you remember, right before the revolution started, there was a lot of that was going around. Where, like, started installing curfews and all that stuff, and, the younger guy's like, no, I don't think it's gonna be anything like that. I think this is just a show of force for right now, but I'm not getting anything about it right now, so.
Okay.
It's about what you pick up. Alright.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, breakfast is done.
Yeah, so you guys finish up your breakfast. You kind of all leave with the soldiers at the same time. And you're hearing, and now that you guys are like intermixed with them, you guys are all hearing that same chatter about, like, oh man, the pay will be good for the overtime, but I really am I wanting to spend my free time this way? And it's like, well, we got to make sure the city stays safe and that there's no follow-up to what happened because nobody knows anything. So you're getting kind of that conversation overheard. All of you are getting that as you're like walking out of the cafeteria. Yeah. So, after that, I assume you guys head right to Icewind's office?
Yep. Go on.
Yeah, if he's going to be available.
Yep.
I don't think he gave us a time, so yeah.
Yeah.
As we're walking, Morag's just gonna, like, botheredly say, why were people pointing at us? Did
People
anyone else
pointing?
notice that?
No.
Because we're the ones that stopped the...
I mean, I am pretty amazing, but I didn't notice.
Well, it wasn't just you, Flynn. They were pointing at all of us. I mean, I won't deny you are pretty good, I suppose. But
What?
That felt like it hurt to say.
I did. I don't know why I responded to you. You're a voice inside my head. Well,
You're
I'm
officially
not
Morag's
sure
conscience.
if they didn't really look excited, but they didn't look mad about it either. I don't know. It's sort of a mixed signal.
Was it like awe?
I know. It's not like one of your concerts. I'm sorry.
Well, we did
I don't understand.
yesterday afternoon as we were walking about town, we did hear a lot of debate, like, magic versus non-magic, magic as useful and protective and versus magic as bad and dangerous. And I wonder if some of it was that, because we didn't, we didn't pull punches, so I wonder if some of it was that. Maybe. I don't like that they recognized us, though.
I honestly don't know.
Kira definitely pulls her hood up again and, like...
Don't want to be seen.
Yeah.
Hide the hair, hide the...
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I gotta dye my hair again. It's getting
Blocked it off anyway.
bright. I gotta... Kira's not happy about being recognized.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily recognizing any one of us in particular. I think it's just as a whole. They're sort of a bit more curious now as to who we are. I don't think we'll be nobodies forever.
Don't know how I feel about that either.
To be honest, I'm on the same plate. Page.
Same plate. Same plate of food.
You know, you're sticking around the orbits too much. That's our saying. It's not.
I'm a fry.
Same plate.
You're
We're
a
all on the
fry.
same plate. We're all, it's on different plates. It's all the metaphors.
Together.
You're getting in the food metaphors. You're fitting right in.
I just imagine at some point Morag is going to carry around a pouch of snacks, even though she's never really that hungry. She's always going to have a pouch of snacks. Just hanging out with you guys.
It's gonna be at my hip so that you guys can eat out of it.
Just like, thanks,
It's your little personal grab bag. I would like a snack now.
You're like the person at the office that has the jar of candy on their desk that everyone walks over and is like, oh, hey, Carol, how's it going?
I am that person, though.
That's amazing.
I have a little pumpkin dish that I would put candy corn in, and I have one for Christmas as well.
Yeah,
That's
I love it.
Hilarious because my boss at work is the person who has the candy jar, and I'm always the one who's coming in going, I need a chocolate bar right now.
It's perfect.
There you go. I love it. All right, so you guys make your way to Icewind's office. Similar to yesterday, the door's closed, and as you guys get closer, you do hear murmuring like a conversation. Like there's a conversation going on.
Can I listen in?
If you would love to do a perception check, by all means.
Let's see if I get lucky a second time.
It is a door.
It is a door!
It is a
Look
door.
at that! We're at Icewinds! Did you guys know that? Holy crap! I got a 6.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, you're. I mean, to be honest, you're trying to listen in, but you're really kind of wrapping your head around that comment you just said about how we're not going to be nobodies for much longer. So.
See, because I imagined myself tripping on a rug or something and hitting the door.
I'm trying to give you some.
That would be a 1. That would be
I'm
a
trying
1,
to make
yeah.
it sound like you're deep and intellectual, not clumsy. So.
But I am clumsy. That's
You
just one of my
are.
characteristics.
Ace has proof of that. So.
Oh my god.
Rip.
Rip.
Just barely alive after
Yeah.
that dance.
So you try to listen in. You can't really pick up anything, but you definitely hear sounds like there is a conversation happening. So.
Okay.
Is the front check-in guy still there? Who is it today? Anyone we know?
It is not Flynn Guy today.
It's not. What's the other guy's name? Tom or something?
Hold on.
2-second tone.
Well,
Do you actually have an employee scheduled for?
It is Ty. Ty is on
Ty.
shift today. Yeah.
Ty Rockball, right?
No,
I don't think we gave
no,
him
he
that
just
Oh, I
he
thought
just
it was
gave you the last
I
name
thought
of Ty.
was a Rockball. Okay.
No, this is just Ty. But yeah, Ty's up there, and he's the one that told you about probably should grab breakfast first. And he's up front there. Are you gonna go talk to him then?
Here, well, since Icewind's currently still occupied, Kira's gonna walk up to Ty and say, "Hey, Ty."
Oh hey, how's it going, Kira? You looking good.
Fine.
I've always wanted to ask you about your hood. Where did you? Is that like a custom job? Like, how did you? That thing is so cool.
Oh, yeah, it's this. See, I've got this leather chest piece, and the hood's just laced in, so it's all.
No way.
Yeah,
No
and that way I
way.
can put a cloak on, take it off. I can have freedom of movement and still have a hood.
That's cool.
It's a custom piece. A family member made it for me.
That is so cool. Because I tell you what, I've always wanted to kind of be a little bit more discreet about stuff, because I'm normally such a big chipper guy. So I might have to hit you up for some deets on how you got that and see if I can.
It's always the quiet ones.
Well, I don't know. You know what? I don't know where the original maker of this piece is. But I
bummer.
do know
This is bummer.
how they made
Bummer,
it
dude.
since it's a family member. And
No way.
for the right price, I'd be willing to make you one.
Oh man, how about you give me a guards discount because we're coworkers, right? Come on, we're kind of like coworkers.
I will definitely think about it. I'd have to check on the
all right, that's basically yes for me. I love it.
And
You're the best.
We'll have to have a negotiation.
You're the best. You're the best. So what's up?
I just was wondering, since you're here, hearing all the chatter, just wondering what the buzz was.
You know what? I'm low man here. Like I don't know nothing from nothing. I'm just here, smiling face, trying to keep the peace. I don't know nothing from nothing.
You're gonna try to be more, discreet, as you put it. You gotta learn to listen. You're at the best place to get all the gab as people walking in and out. You're right down the hall from Icewind, from the big man himself.
Not all the time though, and I like talking. That's my problem. Like Flynn, you get it, man. I love talking, and who doesn't love talking?
You know what?
Yeah.
We can't be you to help us tie up some loose ends.
And he holds his hand up for a high five. Man.
Leaves the room.
Seriously, you should. I know there are a couple taverns that you should do a stand-up routine for. You would be great.
I probably knows we're here now.
Everybody down the hall.
I'll tell you what, Ty, you definitely earn that.
Sorry.
You'll definitely earn that guard's discount if you could maybe keep an ear out.
Ooh, okay, all right.
Whenever you're working the front desk, because I know you do it pretty frequently. So if you keep an ear out.
Look, I'm not one of those I'm not gonna I feel weird going out there busting people's chops, I just like hanging out by the desk and greeting people.
Just listening.
No, but I mean I'm not. Yeah, I get that. But I'm not like a streets guy, I'm not there's some guys here Flynn guy, he does not have a problem going out there and being like, hey, what are you doing littering? You're supposed to put that in the trash. That's not me, man. That's not me. I don't do that.
Can I insight check to see if he's trying to be over genuine?
Sure. Hey, Morag, what's up? How you doing?
Are you?
That is a 14.
To a news reporter.
Oh,
Or
I
someone
mean,
who writes for paper.
Oh, her? You know what? Funny story about that. People keep telling me I should ask her out on a date, but I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I get I like talking to people, but as soon as I get around a girl I like blah,
I don't think
you
have any problem.
I mean, she's cute and all. I've seen her at events and stuff that she's covered for the Starhel Chronicle, and I wave and she waves back, and I get all sweaty, and it's I don't know what to do, man. I don't know.
You know what you do?
What do I do?
You put a meat pie in your hand.
I put
a meat
what?
pie in your hand. It makes everything better.
Ooh. Is that like a bar? Is that like a
Anyone
bar thing?
holding me.
Dear
If
God,
you
please
walk
don't
up-
procreate with that woman.
Wait, what?
If you walk up to a lady holding meat in your hand,
Well,
it's
hold
gonna
on.
go great.
Okay, Flynn.
Hold on, Morag. We're not putting any carts before horses here. There,
No.
He's as red as his staff.
And he starts turning beet red. He's like, woo, yikes.
No.
So, what you got on your insight check there?
Is it hot in here? 14.
14. You've known him for, you've known him for a bit now. You just kind of know that this is how he is.
Okay.
I mean, he's maybe because he doesn't normally get people that stop and talk to him a lot. He's being a little bit more exuberant than normal.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah,
I mean,
Jen's starting to question a lot of things, especially since finding out they're not sure how the information could have gotten out. The questioning that it might be an inside job kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she's just starting to question people.
Or someone drinking too much or just talking too
no,
much.
that's fair. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you've known him long enough to know that this is just who he is. So.
Okay.
I'd say he's gonna turn to Glenn. He's like, hey, maybe you could serenade her for him and kind of get him some brownie points.
Flynn, could you do that, dude? Could you could you play us a song and
You're the piano man.
play us a song tonight? Come on, man.
I'll totally do that for you. You gonna ask her out?
I don't know. Like, Morag makes the comment about procreating, I'm all awkward about it. Like, do I really want to do that? Like,
no, I said
No.
not.
yeah, but you said the word, and now it's like all I can think about. I'm like, ah!
I'll tell you what. My music, my singing has been known to inspire people.
Okay,
So,
all right, yeah.
When it's time for us to be like heading out, if we're walking that way, if you can like, what time are you off? Do you have like a lunch break? Could you like mosey down there and I'll be like right behind you, just be like, hey, down.
Here's Ty. He's a nice guy.
And
Nice
he kind
little playing guy.
Yeah. And it's like, maybe I'll get back to you on that, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, especially now that I'm talking about procreation, I don't know. Whew. Did it get hot here? She's throwing open the windows. It's ridiculous.
Don't mind her. She's
Is Iceman going to be available?
He was wrapping up another conversation with the other garrison commanders, so he probably should be free any minute now. He does kind of wave you over a little bit and kind of looks around and he's like, just to let you know, I did, even though I like talking, I did kind of hear something. That the guys and the folks, because gotta be, the folks, were a lot of them were kind of concerned about having to pull overtime because of because Icewind and Governor Strong want a bigger show of force for they said at least the next few days, but they're
worried about overtime when civilians were killed.
Look, you asked what I heard. Hey, you asked what I heard. That's what I heard.
I'm not making a judgment. I just want to know what you've heard. I'm not judging any of the information.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Jen can judge whatever she wants. I just want to know what the information is.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like, so some of the folks maybe a little bit more on edge for the next couple days than normal. It's because they're kind of getting worn thin, especially since we normally we've not had to do anything like this before. So a lot of folks, they know why we're doing it, but it's all the evidence kind of shows it was perpetrated. You guys pretty much stopped it all on your own, and then it seemed like the people that perpetrated it just gone. So we're like, it's done, but
they can come back at any moment.
Yeah.
Yes, Morag.
They can hear us through Bill's microphone?
Something's loud.
No,
I don't know how.
Are you sure you're not listening to the stream at the same time? Because I don't hear it.
No, it's an echo.
No,
I can hear it coming from your
No,
side.
it's an echo.
There's definitely something over there.
Do you have like a phone playing something?
Oh, it's your
Kaylee, you're normally muted.
headphones. Your headphones are too loud.
Oh, okay. His microphone. I'm not muted, but my microphone's turned off. But apparently, it's hearing it through my headphones, so I'll turn it down.
Oh,
Cool. All right.
Sorry, it was just picking up Christy and Tony really, really well. I was like, what's happening?
Wanted to super make sure that they heard me. So
Super
appreciate
duper.
that. Yeah. So like.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Anybody have any particular feelings about how the fight went for them on their end? I mean, yeah, we did do the bulk of the work, but...
I mean, the guys that ran away were pretty much embarrassed, and let me tell you, Sergeant Bitteraxe has not let any of those guys live it down. Like, he
Not surprising from
he's a hard ass. He's a good guy, but he's a hard ass. So
yeah. All right.
But yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Ty. Yeah. You keep your ear out.
Yeah.
People come and go.
Yeah. No, I got you. Is that a thing? Did I make a thing, or has that been a thing?
It's kind of a thing. It's
okay,
a little bit of a thing, but
okay, all right.
This is just I'm picking up what you're putting down,
All right. I didn't put anything. Oh,
I smell.
Oh,
what you're cooking.
That's one of these things, right? But yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, I feel so cool now.
Just a little tip from me to you.
All right, no, that's all right. Cool. Yeah.
And we'll have a conversation later about the.
Yes, please do. And don't worry, I'll be your tie in the sky for.
Oh yeah! High five!
Yeah, high five.
Right. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, we'll be in touch.
Meanwhile, Morak's over here.
Beating my head up against the wall.
Yeah. You've got 2 good puns left, Tony.
You know, Ty, I gotta tell you, takes out my loot. You take a pie in your hand, and you go make her into your girlfriend. Cause you're the man.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I am
Inspiration.
the man. All right. I feel inspired. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so Icewind's probably wrapping up, so if you guys are done blathering away with little old me, you probably go talk to him now, and he'll be ready for you, so.
Getting a feel for.
Yeah, no, I don't.
chatter.
No, hey! Got you. Yeah, I got you, Morak. I got you. I got you, Morak.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a salute.
Alright, you're just gonna with the hood and walk out towards Iceman's office.
It's
So I
like
guess
to pick a booger and flick it salute.
Yeah. All right, so you guys do make your way back to Icewind's office. The murmuring has stopped, but the door is still closed.
Knock on the door.
I want to knock.
Everybody.
You may enter.
One low knock, one high knock.
He doesn't answer?
He says you may enter.
Oh, you may enter.
Yeah.
I enter.
All right, so you guys open up the door. So yesterday you had noticed that there were parchments scattered all over the desk, and he still had that massive sending stone on his desk as well. When you were sitting with him, it was red. It's red again right now. And there is still a massive amount of papers, but they seem more organized now. So you've got like specific piles, and it just seems there's a lot of it seems like there's still a lot of information there, but he seems to be starting to get a grasp of like organization and whatnot. So, he looks at you. He says, thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you folks following up like you said you would. So please have a seat. Have a seat. For those that wish to sit, I know not everyone here is sitters, apparently. So I do have, there are a couple more pieces of information after getting a chance to having, the garrison commanders go do some of their own internal investigation and speaking with some of their soldiers and some of the folks yesterday. Still piecing this together, but we're starting to get some more details. First, about the assassinations.
Okay.
The assassinations were perpetrated in 2 different ways.
Wait, I have a clarification. Were the assassination attempts? Because none of them were successful, right?
Attempts. Yeah, the assassination attempts.
Just, that's for note taker.
Sure. Yeah.
Person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. The assassination attempts were perpetrated in 2 different manners. The assassination on the Eden governor and garrison commander. The Eden festivities, instead of doing what we did, which is a parade, they had a large carnival set up in the town square, which Flynn and Jen, you'd be pretty familiar that's something that happens pretty frequently for any kind of big event that, they open up the streets and there's street performers and food and, stuff going on pretty much all day for whatever the event is. Yep. So that's pretty familiar to you guys. The governor and the garrison commander were in 2 different areas. The governor was sitting in their overseeing a special performance done by kind of group of bards. They were in like a raised platform kind of thing, similar to what Governor Strong used at the when he gave his speech yesterday. Luckily, the aide had put on a protective barrier around, which is once again pretty standard operating procedure. And so it was long-range magic, but the protective barrier was able to keep the governor and the aide safe long enough for them to evacuate. The garrison commander was out on patrol because, as once again you two are familiar with, these big carnival festivities can get kind of rowdy at times, so they kind of up the patrols to keep,
Yeah, high five.
So they do that to kind of. Yeah, Icewind's not high fiving you. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. So he was out on patrol. This one seemed to be that attempt was perpetrated by it seemed like a long-range archer or someone that had longbow experience. Regrettably, the garrison commander was wounded, but it wasn't a grave wound. So they were sorry. Yeah, so he was able to, make it out safe and, I don't want to say safe and sound because he was injured, but, he made it out.
He didn't die.
Yes, he did not die, luckily.
But did you die?
Yeah. And then regarding the Moore assassination attempt, this seemed to be more. It seemed to be more cloak and dagger. Not laughing. So the governor. Hold on. Governor Adnelis was in her office with her aide when a few perpetrators broke in, and her aide was able to fend them off long enough for her to go and get guards, but by the time she had made it back in, the aide had died, regrettably, and the assassins escaped. Commander Theron, he was out on an inspection at the docks, which is very par for the course for him. He was very, he's...
During a festival.
More, the leadership at Moore tends to be a bit buttoned up about a lot of things, I will say. And I'm sure I didn't get a lot of details of what they were doing prior to all of this, or what their plans were for later that day. All we mainly talked about what was happened to them specifically. So,
right.
So his patrol, he was out doing an inspection at the docks, and he'd had a couple of his soldiers injured during the attack, but they weren't able to capture or kill anybody. And interesting thing, the attackers seemed to just kind of disappear in, like, they jumped out of the water and they kind of disappeared back into the water, and then any attempts to pursue, just once again, they just seemed to kind of disappear. So
interesting. So not all of the people that escaped didn't escape through a fiery portal.
No. This
all
seemed
the places
to be...
that had the statue attacks had something like that, though.
Yeah. Yes, that is correct. These did not seem to be perpetrated by the same group. Now, one benefit we do have is that we, Commander Theron's group was able to get a a decent a look, and was able to kind of relay features about the group that attacked them. It confirmed it was mostly a human and orc group. A lot of the perpetrators appear to have some sort of face tattoo. And they wore robes that didn't go, but they weren't robes because they didn't go all the way down to the ground.
What the magic users used here.
And one other thing that one of the soldiers noticed as what the last of the assailants was making their escape, their outer garb had what appeared to be a primitive or a very rough drawing of the Lionheart crest.
And that was
go ahead.
That was the assassination attempts that were not magic based. That was the cloak and dagger stuff. Did anybody happen to clock what kind of tattoos they were, what they looked like?
It seemed various. I mean, there wasn't a uniform pattern to it.
But okay, so were they all black line art? Were they colored? Were they
mostly
symbols? Were they animals? Were they?
It was mostly
wire.
Yeah. Fair question. Based on what they said, most of it was filled in black filled in images. One was a star that covered, that was on the forehead. One had part of their face that'd be the image of a sun.
So,
but we, but
I have a
were
question.
they all different?
Yeah.
So, would I recognize that as a characteristic of the Thieves Guild tattoo? When people get those face tattoos for the really dangerous jobs, do they just get something that speaks to them, or do they get something that is okay? So
they get something that
could be related.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's not that they get the same thing. They get something that is symbolic. Yeah, they get something symbolic to them, whether it's, something they like or something that was related to the job they did. So
but it is just on the face.
It's on the face, pretty prevalent,
Okay.
Yes.
I have an out-of-character question and an in-character question. I'll ask the out-of-character one while I remember the in-character one.
Perfect.
The out-of-character one is to try to be helpful. Would Clancy remember whether he saw primitive Lionheart things? Because wasn't he the one that saw the people disappear in Furon?
Yes, Clancy. You were the one that noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled a nat 20 on that last one in the courtyard after the bar fight. I would say because it was the
markings at all.
Yeah. I'll give you that. You probably saw a similar image, which Clancy, based on your background, you would know that the family crest evolved over time.
Mm-hmm.
So, whether it was, change in design, a more detailed design. So a primitive design could be, you'd have to know the specifics of it, but you definitely know that the family crest evolved over time.
Yeah, Brendan, just as a player, my thoughts were, if I were Clancy, my thought would have been, now that he has said that, does that jog anything in my memory of what I had seen?
Yeah, I was literally going to ask about
sorry.
If the robes were too short.
Because when you said the short robes, I was like, were they the same robes?
Yeah.
So my in-character question is...
Jen, go.
So, did you hear about anyone that has information about an organization bigger than the Dragon's Claw? Because I'm really starting to think that this is one of those web... this is more solidifying for me that this is a web.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say that all we've had at this point were ghosts in the wind, whispers of this or that. You know, a little snippet of information here, a little snippet of information there. Nothing that gave us any indicator that the group, whatever larger group we had in our own minds about that existed, was this big to pull off such a coordinated campaign. I'll call it a campaign against the citizens of Furon and the citizens of Starhel, to the extent that they had.
Okay. Kira is...
Give me an insight check too, Jen. Go ahead, Kira.
Kira is sitting here wishing that everybody else in the party spoke Thieves' Cant, because she really wants to ask a question in front of Icewind without Icewind knowing.
You could try.
16.
He looks... He almost looks defeated at this point.
Okay,
Kira's
so...
gonna turn to the rest of the party and go, do you trust me?
Wait, hold on.
Of course.
Because we have 3 halflings. Clancy speaks halfling.
So there could be a little bit of a halfling thing there. And so at the same time, at that notice, Jen's going to kind of turn to Kira and be like, maybe in halfling, do you think we should mention that list?
Kira will respond in halfling. That's why I'm asking if you trust me, and maybe do we trust him? I think we should. I think we should.
I think it's the best
at this
chance.
point, I think we need to.
To him, we're just talking about food.
Yeah.
I want to know what halfling sounds like. I'm picturing like some backwoods little people kind of speak like, "Hey, she knows that."
Here's what halfling sounds like in my head.
Just hearing elevator music. Like,
have you ever watched Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels?
Yes.
Oh,
Brad Pitt's character in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That's what halfling is in my head.
Oh,
you have a dag?
Got a dag?
Is it a dog dag?
Yeah.
Very much like that, yes.
Fucking
That's what
pikeys.
halfling sounds like.
And meanwhile, Morag is like...
So Kira's gonna turn with her back to Icewind towards Morag and Clancy and just kind of reach in her vest and pull out the piece of paper. And like...
Oh.
She's got a plan, I'll say to Morag, because Clancy would have understood us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks halfling.
So
he's just looking like
they
he
don't know that
understands,
Clancy speaks
I
halfling.
I don't know that he speaks
Clancy-
halfling.
Oh,
so-
yeah, you don't. Yeah, nobody knows that he speaks halfling.
So actually, no, I'm gonna blow their minds again. So Clancy's like, in halfling, like, you know, I can understand y'all, right?
Mor's just gonna reply and say, "I said I trust you."
Well, that's helpful.
Clancy just kind of looks at Morag. They're talking about the Lollipop Guild.
Kira makes a mental note: teach Morag halfling, and then,
There you go.
and then, still with her back, finishes pulling out the piece of paper so that he can't see where it came from, and then turns around and says, "Well, Icewind, we've got. I wasn't sure how relevant it was until just now." And we found this piece of paper in Deviant's office. She hands it to him, and we've been trying to put the pieces together of what it means, because it's just kind of a list of names and places. But I will tell you a piece of information, and I hope you don't hold it against me. And hope you don't spread it around. Nightshade on there, you may or may not know, is the head of the Thieves Guild in Waynon, which is nominally the major Thieves Guild. She's essentially the head of the Thieves Guild for the whole country, but she's the head of the Thieves Guild in Waynon. Of which, until a few years ago, I was a member. And I know that the face tattoos are most likely a Thieves Guild thing. It is a tradition, and I have no allegiance to them at this point. people who get face tattoos have completed a very dangerous mission of some sort, a very dangerous gig. Oftentimes, assassination is one of those things. I will tell you that was not me. I never did anything like that. But based on
You went like this.
Does Icewind actually do that? He's
No.
like, oh.
No, I don't. He doesn't. He doesn't. I did. He doesn't.
Okay.
That's amazing.
That's the DM going, no shit, I can see your face.
Yeah, I know. I have to think if there's anything for like a high stakes. This is out of character. Like maybe a tattoo, like some sort of tattoo somewhere else is like
Sure.
for a really high take for a cat burglar. Because
Sure.
that's basically what she was, is like
Yeah.
a cat burglar. So we'll headcanon that. I'll come up with a location for a tattoo, but then
Sure,
a
sure.
tattoo is part of the
Yeah.
the thing.
Harley.
But anyway, we've been putting some pieces together, and I'm wondering, based on the different ways that this has played out and the different people that seem to be involved, if this list isn't some sort of heads of the web, important key players in this larger picture that Jen was just talking about. And it seems that based on at least the Thieves Guild part of it, and potentially if the art theft in Heterzog is part of that, we have some information that might be related to, I've already forgotten his name because I didn't write it down. The basilisk guy whose name's on
Jillian.
there.
Got it.
Jillian.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might be related to that Jillian name that's on there, and it might be
Yeah.
another
What was
group
that? The basilisk?
Basilisk, yes.
that might be a part of it as well.
Right. And he's
So
not been
the-
he's not been looking at you at all. Like when you've been
Is he
talking.
got
I'm sure he's, I'm sure he's
looking at the
writing.
list. Yeah, he's looking at the list and like leafing through his notes and trying to like what's that here? No. He's doing that while you're
Yep.
talking, so.
Okay. The one I have to. Hold on. Let me find. I wrote it down somewhere, and now I'm not sure where. Inventory. I think.
Inventory.
What are you looking for?
The
list?
actual list, because I just can't remember the names that
it's
are all on there. Okay. I
Nightshade,
found it.
Lion's Respite, Jillian, Stormbreaker's Tears, and the Lion's Fang.
So what we've got so far, the Lion's Respite is apparently a location, an old Lionheart, like, I don't know, vacation home or something.
Yeah, that island out by Loudon.
It's an island off the coast. So that's probably a location of some sort. That Jillian is, like we said, associated with this group, Basilisk, which are they're devious. The art theft in Puerto fits with their MO, if you will. Nightshade.
Can we change the subject?
Well, I'm not getting there. Don't worry about it, Flynn. The Nightshade, as I've said, is Thieves Guild, so I think they're involved. And Lion's Fang, I think, isn't that what was mentioned at some point? This is out of character. About that's the overall like web.
They thought that was the next level up, yeah.
Yeah, the next level up from. So, and then Lion's Fang, we think. So the only thing that doesn't really fit right now, anyway, as far as the bits that we've been able to put together over the last week or so, is the Stormbreaker's Tears, other than the Stormbreaker is like a mythical monster creature. So I'm assuming
just
that's
a legend.
It's a legend. So either that's a location or another group name or something that's using that as a scare tactic or something. So that's the pieces that we've been able to put together as far as this list goes. And this was in Deviant's office. So if the Dragon's Claw was part of that group, he clearly had contacts or something.
Yeah.
If you ever get an opportunity, you should go knock on the door.
He's like zoning all.
Yeah,
He's like zoning
he's just,
everyone
like,
but Kira out
focused.
at this point.
Yeah.
And he takes out, and you see him like do a, oh shit, that's right. He opens up his drawer, he pulls out a list, and he says, yes. Now, so some of this is not my realm of experience. I will be the first to admit. The Lion's Respite. One that is interesting because you are correct that was a the Lionheart family used to use that as a vacation home. They would hold special events there, things like that. After the revolution, there was like wait staff and some low-level soldiers were given the option to instead of serving jail time, were given the option to, for lack of a better way to put it, just do like community service. And then after doing that for a certain number of years, house arrest kind of thing, they were free to go about their business. Can't really confirm anything because we didn't track their movements after they served their years of community service and all that. But it was rumored that a lot of them did go to the Lion's Respite to kind of set up like their own community.
Are these
out
people
there.
that were stationed at the Lion's Respite, or just people in general that were working?
People in general that seem to flock there, because I mean, a lot of the family members and the high-ranking soldiers, generals and whatnot. I mean, they were like, sorry, no option in terms of that. But wait staff at the estates and low-level frontline soldiers, stuff like that. They were given the option, to serve their sentence out in other means. A lot of them took advantage of that, and then it was rumored that a lot of them ended up making their way to. They renamed it just Lionheart now, so it's no longer just called the Lion's Respite. So I'm not sure why it was mentioned like that, but that's rumored that that's where a lot of them ended up now.
Well, if it's a family that's sympathizing with the Lionheart clan, then they would call it by the old names, I would assume. Or if it's a group that's sympathizing with them.
That's true.
Do you know if there's like a regular shipment lane or
not out there?
Go out there? No, they are
nothing.
Self-sufficient.
At least nothing through Furan. You can obviously go talk to the harbor master, or you can even go down to Moore, because Moore's got a larger harbor than we do. Baroni wouldn't really make sense for them to ship anything out of Baroni, because that's a really long travel. Now, obviously, I can't speak to.
Yeah, they'd have to go all the way around.
They'd have to go around go around the entire continent. Now, I can't speak. They may have to do that for whatever reason, but I would say either our harbor master or going down to talk to Moore and talk to their harbor master might get some more insight on that. But as far as I know, we don't do anything. We don't have any official shipping routes to and from Lionheart.
On that note, I'm assuming there were not even really any boat routes that even stopped on the side of Wilden. Like they did, to my knowledge, did boats ever come that way?
To your knowledge, you would say at most you guys would see them sailing around, and it would maybe be just like something off in the distance. They never, obviously, you never really have docks for ships to moor, and it was never really a stopping location.
Like the Horn of Africa, nobody ever stopped there. They just
went around it, and that's basically what Wildland was for most ships, almost all ships, I'll say. So that's
where the wild things are.
Yeah, the Stormbreaker Sears could be that some sort of a.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I mean, now, Osing, where the historic, that might have more information there because that's the largest library and historical manuscripts in the country. That's where everything is stored. That's historically accurate. You know, you may have better luck finding stuff there. And he says, "Is it all right if I write down a copy of this list?" Because I think some of the other garrison commanders, especially in certain cities, might.
As long as you don't share that it was us. I don't.
No.
I did not leave the Thieves Guild on great terms.
And for the first time, you see him start to crack a smile and go, "Oh no, don't worry. I want to make sure that nobodies stay secret." I read the article.
Does a big smile on that one.
Yeah, he's like, I read the article. It's very well written, I will say.
Out of character, correct me if I'm wrong, but back in character. As far as I understand, no one from Wilden was ever on a side, especially not on the side of the Lionhearts. Really, if someone's pulling in something from that sort of a mythology or that, I really feel that's got to be sort of someone trying to just pull in the name for recognition, like Kira has floated, because I don't feel like people from Wilden would have aligned with either side. We were kind of left out of the revolution, and just a few of us came to help, but there really wasn't a presence of people strongly feeling either way.
And he raises his eyebrows a bit and goes, "You're actually from Wilden? Wow. I've got to admit, I've not
raised."
That explains that now. I've never actually heard of anybody that actually lived in Wilden and came out, let alone met one. So,
a counselor that does that though.
Yeah. So he resends that back a little bit. He goes, "Well, I mean, outside of the counselor, I mean,
the one person, that lady that made that track,
Sunwatch, Counselor Sunwatch." But yeah, and she's very not reclusive, but she's definitely like she doesn't go out and about as much as many of the other counselors do.
Place.
So this is actually kind of an honor. You know, you hear
Jen,
regrettably,
she's one of a kind.
I mean, regrettably, you hear rumors about what it's like, but
the savages of Wilden, huh?
And more, maybe by some folks' standards, I always viewed it as the mystique. That's how I viewed it. But I'm sure.
Trust me.
I'll chuckle out loud at that one.
She'll give you a savage beating.
Mystique.
Yeah,
we'll put it that way. It's exotic.
So it's actually an honor. And then he starts going back to the list. It says Nightshade. Well, you would probably need to go talk to, because I don't know the I don't know the politics of Waynon. You know, I leave that to Commander Krenvar, but which you would recognize that name, Christy.
I figured I would.
Yeah. So Commander Krenvar would be better on the pulse about what may be still going on at the Thieves Guild or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm certainly out of the loop these days.
Yeah, but she'd be the one to try to talk to about that. And then you say this Jillian is associated with some group that does devious deeds that may be associated with the Huertazog theft.
Pretty much the most devious from what we can gather.
They're nasty. That's all I can say.
Well, you'll have to say more, Flynn. You mentioned that they were into human trafficking.
I mean, I could mention the whole human trafficking thing.
They were into
into all kinds of nasty stuff, and they're all practically bards, and they're very charming, and they charm their way everywhere, and they're just quite nasty people, and they're probably after me, but nonetheless, I got nothing.
They're into trafficking people?
Yeah. It was at that moment that I knew. I fucked up.
Well, I mean,
I thought they were managers. I mean, they were bards. They had bards in their thing. I thought they were like a band. I was trying to make my big deal.
Yeah.
I was trying to become somebody, and
yeah,
they were taking people by the cartloads. I don't know what was happening because I got out.
Well, you would definitely, obviously going to Eden and talking to, everyone there would be helpful if they were a bard group, or Sabot, depending upon where they were based out of.
I mean, if we wanted to go talk to Gillian. If we wanted to go talk to Gillian, we could definitely go to Eden because that's where Gillian is. Yeah. Let's not.
I mean, or going and talking to Commander Herharis at Huertazog to get more details about.
But that's back towards the wall, right?
I mean, that's
the other side of the country.
Northeast on the other side of the country, yeah, but northeast of where you're at.
Because we're looking at going northwest.
A little bit
Who was that?
northeast.
Commander, I'm gonna.
Herharis.
Could you spell that?
HerHarice.
Everyone is in Hurasat.
Does that spark anything to Morag?
Let me look at let's.
I suppose it would depend on his tenure.
Her tenure. Well, you know most of your knowledge about garrison commanders and governors and stuff like that would be in Arceus.
Okay.
Because you were not in Huertazog. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, I'm getting my math mixed up. This name you wouldn't recognize.
Okay.
There was a different garrison commander when you were there. So.
Okay.
A conversation with Icewind. Can we take a quick break?
Yep, sure. So he's kind of wrapping up here. So Nightshade, Jillian, Stormbreaker's Tears, going to Osing would probably be your best bet there, because similar to Lion's Respite, that's where you probably find a lot of information there. And then this Lion's Fang, that sounds a lot like what the branch. It sounds similar to what the branches of the old Lionheart military were like, except none of them were called the Fang. And
would it make sense if this was
Clancy and Morag, you would know this.
Would it make sense if this was a group of former Lionheart military then?
It would logic would dictate, yeah.
So you think it is then?
I mean, a group named after something that's similar to branches of the former military, it's...
We'll find Xing Qing there.
As Jen said, it wouldn't be too far of a... too much of a leap, I would say.
Might I make a suggestion that you start keeping closer tabs on people that you give community service and then send off?
Look, and we strived to do our best to not be what the Lionheart family was. Now, based on what happened yesterday, a lot of tough conversations are going to have to be had, and honestly, some of them have already been had. But every decision that was made prior to the events of yesterday were made to keep ourselves as far away from what the Lionheart family ended up being as possible.
Understand.
And I can tell you, nobody's ever going to be happy with whoever's in power.
Right.
No,
It's
regrettably
just the way
not.
it is.
We do the best for the majority of the folks, but there's always going to be folks out there that
It's a little bit more of a red flag system. Could
Yeah.
be implemented.
Yeah. One more thing. Actually, no, this will probably be a bigger conversation. So, let's go ahead and take our break now. And so grab a food, grab a snack, go to the potty for the love of everything that is holy, and enjoy this
or if you're already
lovely
on the toilet watching us, I guess.
gross. Very gross.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands
yeah.
for the love of God. And
And your phone. Like,
I'm gonna
just Little
Yeah.
disinfectant.
All right,
Just a quick
bye.
wiperino. Enjoy this clips reel. We'll see you in a few.
Cockney rhyming speak. So I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
So I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treacle tot if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
At off.
Thank you.
Very second, decent.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. You got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes all the rolls less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card, and I could teach you, but I'd have to charge.
Love it.
Woo!
A round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
And
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So
Yeah.
21.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Oh,
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
how do you have so many huge pluses?
And so just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you
literally
don't know
right.
about.
Like,
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever.
I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it.
Hashtag new profile pic.
All right, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Caddy.
Caddy daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you!
Bye.
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was pro.
Oh no! So they
stream
didn't
move right
hear the
Pro
Yeah.
strip!
Pro professional streamer.
Absolutely professional.
Yeah.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak, so I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
so I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treacle tot if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Very decent.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down, or the songs run out, or the songs run out.
Yay!
Yeah!
I'm so inspired right now.
Yeah. You got to perform, but outside of that,
Absolutely. My inspo makes all the rolls less hard, and you all can thank this bard. And you're damn right. I pulled that card, and I could teach you, but I'd have to charge.
Love it.
Woo!
A round of applause. Round of applause.
Give him a hand.
A hand.
Y'all were like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" So,
Yeah.
21.
That's fair.
Jesus.
Oh,
On a stealth check?
It's +7.
this little boy
Jesus.
has a mission.
Oh,
today,
for
apparently.
dexterity.
how do you have so many huge pluses?
And so, just
I've
to
got
be
a
clear,
lot of
Dee,
huge
you're, like,
things that you don't
literally
know about.
That needs to be clipped.
Good job.
Y'all.
Or multi-classing to tie into your character development. Oh, we lost Bill. Oh, now he's back. To tie into your character development and to tie into the story that's happening that you may or may not have control over. Like, the stuff that happened that made that happen was more...
And that's perfect.
Ever.
I'm completely off the rails. That's amazing. I love it.
Hashtag new profile pic.
All right, so
Those are fighting words.
are we showing Dominic to your room or going out for dinner? And
Yeah,
then...
show me to your room, Caddy.
Caddy daddy.
Wow. Wow. Glad it wasn't me this time. I'm innocent. I'm innocent this time.
I
Not
told
me.
you I'm sleep deprived.
And he's out of earshot at this point.
I'm just gonna yell back, thank you! Bye!
Bang bang!
With my gauntlets. I'm not petty at all.
Nope. Not at all. Why don't you go on and head down to my office? I got some I want to discuss with you, just to, clear up timelines and whatnot. Duncan's like,
I don't like that.
Duncan's like, yeah, sure. I mean, makes sense. I was gone for a while, and I show up without it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Deviant's like, I appreciate that. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah, the music sounds great, but I can't hear you at all. Oh, there it is.
So that was
Oh no, so they didn't hear the
Pro
Yeah.
strip.
Professional streamer.
Absolutely professional.
Yup.
That is what we do.
I want to do this for real when I grow up.
Cockney rhyming speak. So I have something. I'm gonna butcher it, so I apologize ahead of time.
Yes,
So I'm going to respond. I'm gonna respond. We're having a butchers for some real bucks that have been off-inching some bees and honey. These tea leaves have been showing their boats around the frogs and scoppering off. There's been some real bonny over it. We're helping out the ducks and geese to stay out of a flowery dell, and you'd be a real treacle tot if you could pass along any brass tacks.
Looks at you, Morag.
It wasn't about taking away your choices. It was about putting magic in the right hands.
Nice. I like it.
Nice.
Hat off.
Thank you. Very second.
Now I want to hear that in Dominic's voice.
Yeah.
I will gladly give you a hug if you please sneeze into this jar. Thank you.
Cause we feel alright, let me build up your might as I sing my song. Care to sing along? I'll be doing this till you knock 'em down or the songs run out.
I'm furious.
Hey, we're back!
DK, do crazy.
I'm quitting the band.
No, you got the tattoo. You can't quit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Over there like,
That might be my best one ever.
See, that's the best part about tattoos is you can get them covered.
You can. You can. Gonna turn it into a flower because of you guys.
But the
I'm gonna have to
tattoo
watch the.
will still be a
I want to watch the
reminder of
replay
what
though
this
to
one-
see how much of that comment we got. That's the funny part.
Oh, I'm sure all of it.
You know,
Just
that's
enough.
actually
Just
a really good idea. Make
All
the
right.
D20 into a flower. That's a really good idea.
Like
Thank
a
you.
sunflower, that'd be pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Alright,
actually
anyway.
thinking of doing more than just the line art, so you'll know. But
Oh, cool. Nice. All right. So welcome back. Hope you guys got your snacks. Hope you got your drinks. Hope you went potty. Hope you washed your hands and you wiped off your phone while you were in the potty. Because we all know nobody these days just goes to the potty anymore. It's this on the potty.
It's true.
Yep. I left
One of
my
the
phone upstairs
mortifying
again.
you watch our
moments.
TikToks while you're on.
I
the
went
potty.
into a public restroom.
Well
As I
done.
walked into
Good
the
one,
restroom,
Pink. Good one, Pink.
this lady walked out, looked me right in the eye, and just walked out of the bathroom.
Oh,
And I was just like,
that's no cool.
That's asserting dominance right there. That's what that is.
You ever just T-pose people in the stall?
No, I've never done that, actually. That's
Can you?
never want to. I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out.
No.
Anyway, so you guys are talking to a dragon person now.
Ace?
Not you.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So
I mean, yeah, you, but
yeah, you, but not you right now.
Way to be bi
not
furious.
that dragon person. Different
Bye,
dragon person.
furious. All right.
Also,
so
it only caught Furious.
okay.
To answer your
There we go.
question.
All right. So, you guys have just shown Icewind the list. He was looking it over, asking some questions. He did say, "Oh yeah." And I'm only telling you this because your group has now basically saved the city twice now. So I feel like I can trust you with this additional information that we have, because we don't plan on even releasing all of this to the folks at the Chronicle. But regarding the robbery at the Huertazog, at the Transcendence in Huertazog, most of the stuff was pretty standard fare for what you would expect a heist to be. Priceless art, statues, some pre-revolution Lionheart family related, some modern pieces. Stuff very easily could be on the black market. You know, sell it on the black market. Stuff like that. So There was, however, one thing that was also taken in the robbery that didn't really kind of match up with what everything else was taken. It was a...
We're over here like, and then? And then?
And then?
And then.
It's a sword that was taken. A two-handed sword. It's the curators of the art gallery like to claim that it has magical properties, but you know, they've never let anybody. It's been around for the sword has been around for a very long time, and they wouldn't let any modern people inspect it, so all they have to go on is what, old documentation, old myths, old legends, what have you. Yes?
Does the concept of an ancient magical sword ring a bell to any of us?
Only Morag, because I'm gonna assume you would have gone to the Transcendence and seen it. But
so it was on display.
Yeah.
How old are we talking?
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if the concept of an ancient sword, a legend of an ancient sword.
Nothing rings a bell to any. Well, if anybody wants to roll a history check, they are certainly able to.
Wait, Christy.
Can Kira whip out the Starhel history book? And
You certainly can.
Really quick.
You certainly can.
Dirty 20.
Wait, what am I doing? History?
18 total.
Nice.
18, good one.
Right. Kira's
I have
gonna.
a +5 to history, so that's.
Jeez Louise, you should be doing history
Lance,
checks
you gotta
left and
make more
right then,
history
buddy.
checks.
You should be doing history checks then, Pig. Come on now.
17.
17. So 17,
Wow.
18, 20.
14. I know
14.
nothing, Jon Snow.
That one's caught.
It's a sword.
That is a 14 with my advantage. because I have a
14.
plus
You rolled really
0.
high, but you know nothing.
Yeah. So
Dirty
most
20,
of-
but I don't actually know anything about it because it has
Yeah.
nothing to do with me.
Yeah. I would say that
Yeah, I only ask from a
Yeah.
player standpoint. If Jen doesn't know, then Jen doesn't
no.
know. But yeah.
I mean, what I will say with the Dirty 20 is, magical items exist. How about that?
Yeah, but I don't know about any specific legends of a magical
Nothing
sword.
specific about what he is talking about, but based on your background, magical items exist. You've seen them. You've seen people. You've seen folks use them. So
There's a good chance it could be magical, but I guess you'd need to know more about what they say it does.
So there's no ancient song about it or anything that I know of?
No.
Yeah, there was some song and it was talking about some secret sword that had magical properties, and I don't remember the most of it, but at the end of it went secret tunnel.
If you know, you know.
Did Iceland have anything else to say about it? Because I know it didn't really.
No, that's all right. He said, so all we have to go on is, what may have been written down at the historical society in Osing. The blade was called Ilhena's Blessing.
Which spell that?
Lhena, which, if anybody would like to do a religion check, they certainly can.
Sure.
And so you're saying the information
No!
I know nothing.
The sword would be in Osing.
Yeah, because
They wouldn't have information at the place where it was being displayed.
very.
Just like
You could talk to them about it, but a lot of it was very much like very basic, especially this particular artifact, because they would have more information about the art that itself was stolen. But something like this, they wouldn't know. They did not seem to have a lot of detailed information on it.
And Osing is
for
sorry.
religion.
What was that?
18 for religion.
All right, Bill, I know, or Flynn, I know you tried religion, but it sounded like it didn't go well.
4.
Not great. Did anybody else want to do the religion check?
I got a nat 1, so.
Religion?
Sure,
What's
well,
that?
What's religion?
What's religion? Can I? Is that like the spaghetti monster? Can I? Is that?
Context question. So Osing, it's sounding like whatever that place that you're. Is it the city of Osing, or is there a place in Osing that it sounds like it's like comparable to the House of Knowledge in Neverwinter kind of thing, like.
Icewind is gonna look through his notes and say, "I'm really tired of not knowing the name of this." So he's gonna pull out his notes and be like, "Oh yes, here it is."
Yeah, I'm just trying to contextualize it.
Yeah, so he's gonna say, "Yes, the National Treasury of Heritage and Manuscripts."
So it's like a
Osing.
museum, or I mean, it's like a library or something.
Think like the National Mall.
Okay.
In DC.
What's
So
the
it's
National
like
Mall?
a collection. You don't know what the National Mall is?
It's like a walking
what
museum.
was the
No,
name of
not
it?
really,
National
but it's like a
Treasury.
The
walking museum.
National Treasury of Heritage and Manuscripts.
So the National Mall is literally, you know where the Washington Monument is, the Capitol's on one end, Lincoln Memorial's on the other end. All around it are Smithsonian museums and art museums and buildings and stuff. That
You're
whole
already saying more
area
than
is
we
called
know.
the National Mall.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The fact that there's museums there, I didn't know. Yeah, I just knew that. I was thinking like I thought you were gonna say National
Literally
Archive.
all the museums.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of them.
It's a fun little
And, like,
tour.
Yeah,
I've never been.
Yeah, you
It's a
could
fun way to
literally
spend a day in
week
DC. Yeah.
Yeah.
and go to all of them, but
The
you would
furthest
take
I've been out of
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma is Maine.
Someday you
There you go.
guys will make it here, and we
Yeah,
will
I'm
take a
thinking-
day trip into DC because everyone in this country should go to the National Mall at least once in their life. That is like should be giant bucket list.
So,
I did 7
All right,
times.
circling back.
so
Circle,
this national,
circle back. Circle
right?
back.
So this national treasury thing is like a group. It's like a campus.
Yeah, it's like a group of it's like a group. Oh, well, we'll wait for them to get back.
Almost.
Oh,
It's on
and
It's breaking.
there we go. Oh, you're back now.
We can hear you.
We
Go
can
back.
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. You broke for a second, but you're back now, so we're good.
So
So yeah, it's a there's various buildings that there's a various number of buildings that house various types of historical.
Okay.
And this is
Like a
all out of
campus- like
character.
one
This is all out
campus
of
kind of
character.
thing?
Yeah. So
It's not like spread out throughout the city. It's just
No, it's like the town center, like how the
Okay.
Furon town center has the statue and then a bunch of restaurants. The town center in Osing is literally like the National Treasury.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
so it's like there's a building for this type of looking up. There's a building for this type of look up. There's a history.
Okay.
There's some of that.
Gotcha.
With your 18 religion roll, you know that Ilhenna is where is she? Where is she? She is the goddess of death. And a lot of folks that worship her look to worship the circle of life and the circle of death.
I relay that information to the group.
Thank you.
So he says, yeah, that's that is about everything, and we don't plan on releasing all that information to the Chronicle because we want to. We're framing it as a break-in as opposed to like people coerced their way in and actually took stuff. So.
Ugh. Yeah,
I
that
have
definitely
one more-
sounds like Jillian.
I have one more question about the sword. So it is like legitimately an ancient sword, not.
Yeah.
like-
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
because I think you had asked about that, or once somebody had asked about that. He does say, I mean, you'd be able to, either go to Osing or go to Huerta Zog to try to get this information, but the impression that I got based on the conversation I had yesterday and today was that it's decades old.
Decades, not
not
centuries.
centuries.
At least decades old. So.
Okay.
Christy and I, we both went to the same place.
Okay.
Maybe even older than that. I mean, that's as far back as most folks can remember hearing about it. Obviously, the National Treasury might have some old book in there that talks about it more. So,
do you know when the museum got the sword? Or how long it was in possession before it was stolen?
I mean, it had been there for at least... It was there pre-revolution, is what I remember. Because the museum, the art gallery was named something different, I believe. I never went out there myself. I believe it was named something different prior to the revolution. And it was there at least pre-revolution, but that's about the best that we know.
We're all over 25, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Everybody is almost the exact same age. I think you guys are all within like 2 years of each other.
Oh, I thought I was older than everybody, but okay.
You are, but not by much, honestly.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
So, do you happen to know the hours of this place? Because I know it's going to be a long trip, and I don't want to get there and then be closed.
I do not.
To a place and we
Figure it out.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, so to sum up, we've got a couple places it sounds like we could go. We could go to Moor, which is relatively speaking close. We could go to Osing, which is hold on. Relatively speaking, not that much further than Moor.
Right.
We've got Waynan because of the Thieves Guild. Not that I really want to go back there, but it sounds like we're gonna have to at some point.
I understand.
Because the next thing on my bullet point list here, Flynn, is Eden or Sabo. Probably Eden. That's far. That's the other side of the country.
Well, as long as I'm going with all of you.
I still think it's worthwhile to go to Arceus at some point and talk to the Inventors Guild and see if there's a leak along that line of information about what happened with the moving statues. We've got a lot of directions that we might want to go.
Well, we could feasibly do all of them in that exact order. If that's what you want. Just do a continental tour.
I think if we were to hit more first,
and then
maybe we could find out more.
Push.
I'm gonna zap him.
I'll just push him first. He gets a warning.
You can push him into Morag.
Jeez Louise.
Zap.
May I zap, please?
Yes, roll for an attack.
Thank you.
Yep.
What's your AC?
Once again, we've had more combat between party members than combat with.
Like in Osiria.
Just like in Osiria. And it's all 18. Does that hit?
Yes.
All right. Roll a d4.
Yeah, Kira, I think it sounds like the way you laid it out, just like Warwick said, it kind of sounds like we don't know how much further we're going to need to go past that, but it sounds like Moor needs to be our first stop, and Osing, well, only because it's closer, because I think Osing is really where we're going to kind of get a lot more information, but we can gather more questions in Moor, is what I'm thinking.
And the other thing I didn't get to is Lion's Respite. Like
yeah.
I think we're gonna have to go there eventually. I don't know that that's.
I almost wonder if getting to
if we need to
Lionheart...
get more info first before we head in that direction. That's kind of where I would lean towards.
I almost wonder if going to Lionheart would be easier through Wilden.
And at this point, while you guys are having this conversation, you hear a knock on the door. Ow!
Oh! Hey! Whoa!
And Icewind kind of says, "Excuse me. Yes." And you see a soldier pop their head in and say, "Sorry, sir, but the it's not Ty, by the way. Sorry, sir, but the sergeants are here, like you requested." Yes. Just give me one more minute. All right. Said, closes the door. He says, "Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this meeting a bit short, but I have to talk to the sergeants about what the next week is gonna look like, shift-wise and security-wise and all that." So.
Is there anyone you recommend we go talk to Inmore on our way to Osing.
Or is there anyone else we should talk to here before we go?
Well,
She said the harbor master, but that's...
That was about getting. It's finding about how people go to Lion's
yeah,
Side.
you can.
Mole's bigger.
Yeah, you
Mole
can
might
speak.
have more information.
Yeah, you can at least pop in and talk to our harbor master.
That would just be have people been going to Lion's Heart through this harbor.
Yeah, so you could go talk to Harbor Master Inexas. She's a bit of a character, but you know she will give you whatever she can. And I guarantee you're not going to spell that right.
Yeah.
Enexaz.
Enexas.
Did you just like Google the most complicated names for?
He just like this.
You'll have if you go and talk to her, you'll find out why she has that name.
He eats
You
alphabet
threw some
soup.
Scrabble tiles and said, "Okay."
Pretty much. Pretty much. So
One
can do that.
question before we go.
Sure.
Would the garrison be able to help us on our travels for like transport? Horses, a wagon, anything along those lines?
And breakfast.
We do have a
We're on second breakfast at this point. We've already had breakfast.
Tea time.
11sies.
Yeah, but what about breakfast tomorrow?
Well,
we do have
garrison, I assume.
Well, we do have a contract with Miss Longwillow that we can use.
Nimpy?
Yes, you've met her.
Oh yeah, we met her on our way out to
the Dragon's Claw.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, so we have a contract with her where we can get horses, wagons. We don't, normally we don't travel far enough to really need wagons or carry long-term supplies like that, but we have a contract with her for, discounted rate on horse travel and whatnot.
Hey, but we know somebody who has wagons, eh, Morag?
Still not happy with you?
I'm just asking the horse in the room.
By the way, his hair is standing like straight up at this point.
Thank you.
He looks like the
Ison.
guy from Honey, We Shrunk the Kids.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Just noticed.
Yeah.
Speaking of hair standing up.
Yeah.
No attention.
Yeah, so he says, yeah, I wish, even with everything we know, we're still piecing together stuff. And boots to the ground, who talked to who about what,
Hopefully we can get something figured out.
Yeah.
How do they have a messenger set up here in this world? Is it kind of like Skyrim where all of a sudden the guy appears like, oh, there you are, I've been looking for you?
The commanders have the sending stone.
Commanders do have sending stones. The Starhel... Yeah, the Starhel Chronicles, they have their own sending stones as well, so that way, big sending stones, that way they can send,
That's right, I forgot about that.
Send news articles around and, get news updates.
Would people be able to send us messages at Garrison?
Typically, what most people do outside, if they want to go traditional, they do a traditional courier. If they're looking to get something a little more urgent, or needing more of an answer right away, you can go and pay a fee to use the Starhel Chronicle sending stone. If you're trying to talk to somebody in one of the 13 major cities, and then a courier from the Chronicle will go find the person if they're in the city and relay the message, and then they can come back and you guys can have a sending stone conversation. But you normally you do pay a fee for that.
It's not FaceTime, we call it Stone Face.
Something like that.
Or a fee. But, I mean, since we're working for the garrison, I feel like that would be our first stop. To get messages back to
yeah, so like if
yeah,
needs to reach us, he would send to the local garrison.
Garrison commanders wouldn't let you use
Would not
this would
just
be for
use it,
official
but if he
channels
needed to get
only.
a message to us.
No,
official
but,
communication only.
if
Yeah.
we needed to get information to Icewind,
You could go and
Talk
to the commander and say, hey, can I use your sending stone to
Or
send a
can
message?
you relay this information
Or can you
at
relay?
least?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it would depend on how sensitive the information.
We have our badges that Kira made us, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I didn't
it,
make the badges with the holder, but
yeah. So Icewind says, "Yep." And once again, you're not being asked to take this investigation on at all. But clearly, and he references the list, which he made a copy of. He hands the copy to you, Kira, and you see it's pretty much exactly like he didn't add anything different, or he didn't add anything.
So he kept the original and gave us a copy?
No, he's handing you the copy to look at it to show that it's like a copy, like
it's the same.
It's the same, yeah. And then he hands the original back to you, and he says, I realize that, your group does not have a vested interest in what happens as a whole. It'd be very easy for you folks to just go about your day, move on with your lives, but between this list and everything you've done, I just wanted to thank you again for taking on more than what most people would, and hope you find answers without getting in too deep.
We don't want to see people hurt.
I don't either.
Pick it up.
It's also, at least on my part, I have a vested interest in finding out at least a big chunk of that, what's going on, and my first instinct would be to avoid it all and move cities again, but I'm starting to get the idea that one can only run so far, so many times, before things catch up. And maybe I need to start running towards them instead of away.
Well, wise assessment.
This is getting a bit too touchy-feely for my interest.
I don't
Or
really
they're gonna hug
share
Morag.
this stuff, especially we're in the middle of a freaking garrison's commander's office, and I'm talking about my Thieves Guild history. It's not exactly a comfortable place for me, but it's so tied into all of this that I can't.
I understand.
Not talk about it, and it's like this is not easy. I'm just letting you know this is not. It's everything about this. The people looking at us and pointing. It's just not. It's not easy for me.
Well, if you want to run headfirst into everything, we've got your back. You know that.
Thanks, Clancy. I appreciate it.
We know you got our backs when the gloves come off. Sorry, Morag.
Not to mention, it would seem that all of us should at least have a vested interest in this, considering each of us is pretty much on that list.
That's true. And that's odd.
Is it?
Well, we're not on the list. We have ties to the list. Just to clarify.
Insight check on Flynn.
I am Jillian.
Yeah. And at this point, Icewind says, well, best of luck on your travels, wherever they may take you. Hope you're always safe. And, you have a safe harbor anywhere you go, pretty much. So,
Thanks.
he said, now if you'll excuse me, I have to, another meeting to attend to. So, best
Oh,
of
and
luck.
don't go sharing that was with the Thieves Guild. I know that we said you wouldn't, but I just want to emphasize that again. I feel like not all of the guard would take too kindly.
And he sits there and looks at you guys and says, nobody was in my office today.
Knew I liked you.
What are you doing with your nose? What is that? What is
I'm just taking it.
Just
Got a burger.
Here's a Thieves Guild tip for you. This is a.
Gotcha.
I see what I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Picking.
But I didn't put anything
What
down.
you're
I don't know what you're.
It's not. It's just. It's an acknowledgement. It's an acknowledgement of the subtext of your
Yes.
state.
We're just
Yes.
tying up the conversation.
All right, isn't it about time
Anyway,
for
it's-
11sies? Let's
it's
go.
definitely time
Thank you
for
so
eleven.
much.
I am
Boom.
so
Bring
hungry.
everybody
Iceman,
out
don't
of the
forget
office.
to eat.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You think they're gonna have cinnamon rolls today?
Possible.
And like, you know, he says, "All right, Private, you can bring the sergeants in." And door
We see,
opens up.
Biterax.
Do we
You
see
see
Biterax?
Biterax and a couple other,
High five.
a couple other.
Well,
He
low
says,
five for us.
and he says, "Hey, what's going on, mateys? Good to see you again."
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna clasp arms with him.
They better
You,
get out.
sir. You.
You guys looking to cause trouble or to be the trouble? Am I right?
We're looking to find trouble and see what, make him see what trouble really is.
All right, that's what I like to hear. You good soldiers, you are. Not running from a fight, charging straight in, kind of folks that I can appreciate. Not like some of you lily-livered losers over here. And the other sergeant's like, dude, chill out. He's like, bunch of. When I was their age,
Keep up the good work.
When I was their age, I was
Had to walk uphill.
beating up
Like,
wyverns for crying out loud. So. As they walk,
What is this?
the multiverse, the reality break, the RBCU, the RBCU.
RBC.
RBCU.
All right, so they make their way in. You guys are now outside in the hallway outside of Iceman's office.
All right,
We
so
clearly made a detour to the cafeteria to pick
yeah,
up snacks.
we're
Just
going
so
for
you know.
food.
Okay, so you're just like grab and go. You're not gonna sit.
Well, no, I think we should sit for a second because we kind of need to decide: are we leaving
Yeah.
tomorrow? Are
Yeah.
we? What are we doing?
We're totally gonna decide this. On the way there, is Ty in the office?
Well, you'd have to walk past the cafeteria to see. So if you want to like peek your head around before you go in, you can do that.
Sure.
I mean, he's sitting there. At
Doing
this
the
point,
crossword.
yeah. I mean, at this point, he's just sitting there reading a book.
Ty.
Starhel
Ty.
Real Estate for Dummies.
Ty.
Oh, hey, buddy. What's up?
The meat pie. Don't forget about the meat pie.
Ah, okay. All right. I still am confused by that, but okay. Yeah. I'm very confused. All right. So you make your way to the yeah. So you keep going. So you go into the cafeteria. Since it's a little early for lunch, really what's there is like, you know, cheese and crackers, like a trail, like the essential Starhel equivalent of like a trail mix bowls.
Kind of civilized place.
Do they
is
have like
this?
the soup out already or something?
Not yet.
civilized
Not yet.
city is
They're
this?
still like, it's still like, I mean, it's like 10 o'clock at this point. So, I mean, you were in his office for a long time, but.
Second breakfast.
Kira's used to that sort of thing, so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, cheese, crackers.
People here don't eat enough.
No, well, it's humans.
I'll walk into the kitchen.
You say humans. You say humans, and the Dragonborn guard says, "Come on now, what are you talking about?"
None of you all eat often enough. Humans, Dragonborn, elves. It's
Right.
just, it's fine. Not. I'm just.
And the Goliath, next to the Dragonborn's like, "I don't know, I could eat you."
I'm sure you could, but I bet
You're
you
tiny.
eat over 3 times a day, don't ya? I bet you do.
Like
you.
four.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's still okay. Well, we're like more like 6
or 8.
7.
With this commotion, I'm gonna go into the kitchen. I'm gonna come back with a loaf of bread.
Where do you put it
We
all?
have a very we're small, and we have a very fast metabolism.
All right, I guess I've never met short folk before, except for
Well,
the dwarves.
this-
They don't even count because they're like.
They're kind of
whatever.
the opposite end of the spectrum.
yeah.
There's a
We're
slower
gonna
metabolism,
Garrison
whatever.
brawl.
Yeah.
Ooh, are we having a fight?
Jen's ready to go.
Right.
I
just sorry.
yeah.
I've been in.
You want to say that to my friend's face?
Outside of halfling communities for a long time now, so I'm used to
All right.
having to make do with snacks.
Right. Okay, so you guys grab your plate of snacks and have a seat at the table. And since, like I said, it's In between breakfast and lunch, it's just like you guys and then those 2 guards you were talking to, and that's it. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we need to plan if we are leaving like first thing tomorrow, if we're going to give it a day or two.
I mean, honestly, if we were to leave today, we could even stop by.
It's already partway through the day. We'd have to be spending the night out.
Yes, we could stop by.
Lockjaw's is only a
Lockjaw's.
couple of hours away, but we should talk. We should at least stop in with the Arbor Master here before we go. Since we're here and we don't want, and we're about to apparently take off across the whole continent, which we could be gone for ages.
Now, I'm just curious if Lockjaw's is, let's say, 2 hours away. How far is Moore?
Well, if you would like to reference the Starhel map for context.
Yeah, the border looks like it's a couple days.
Yeah, so the red lines, just to let you guys know. And by the way, folks, everything that we talk about in terms of lore, character names, not in Furon, maps, are all located on our World Anvil page. World Anvil, to keep your stuff organized when you have the brain of a scrambled egg. So, there are obviously side routes and stuff like that you can go on. The folks that have traveled around the most would know maybe some of those shortcuts and whatnot. But for the most part, it's going to be easiest to travel on those main paths. So for context, that spot from Furon to that first fork, based on the map scale, is about 80 miles away.
Tony.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, for some reason,
back up.
I had the map backwards in my head,
towel.
and I was thinking that Osing was where Arceus is. Like, and I thought we were going northwest, not southeast.
Yeah. Well, that's why when you were like, "Where's Werchazog?" I'm like, a little bit north and a lot east.
Yeah.
That's way over there.
So 80 miles. I mean, and a person walks like 3 miles an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, a party travel 24 miles in a day.
24. So 80 miles is like 3 days away, basically. 2 to 3 days.
On horses, it's more like 40 miles in a day.
Okay, so on horses it'd be like two days.
Yeah. A good rule of thumb for traveling by horseback is 30 miles per day on horse.
30 miles per day on horse. Okay.
Oh, maybe 24 was what I was thinking for horses then, and humans were closer to like 10, 15.
That's 30 miles per day on a road?
Yeah, if you're not going through like direct.
I would
or
assume
rough
like
travel.
through the woods and countryside. I imagine it would.
It would be a lot slower. Like when you guys were traveling to the Dragon's Claw, you were going on like deer trails and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it obviously took you longer to get there, even though it wasn't as far as you would think it was, for considering how far you traveled. So, but yeah, 30 miles a day on horseback on a well-traveled, even paved road.
Is there like a coastal road between Furon and Moore since they're both on the coast?
Oh God, why don't we could take a
Or
boat?
should we just take a boat?
Yeah.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, instead of going all the way east and then south, is what you're saying? Doubling back?
Well, so this might be a question for the Arbor Master. If there's assuming Moore's close enough that there'd be probably at least a couple ships going a day.
It could probably take a day.
But like frequency. So I think we should finish our snack, and then maybe go down to the Arbor and talk to the Arbor Master, and find out what they have to say about the Lion's Respite, and then also ships to Moore, and that might be faster. But
I agree. At the same time, maybe Morag, no joking here, just serious. What if we were to talk to Ace and see if maybe he had something going to Moore, and we could hitch a ride on a wagon
To protect it, maybe.
or if he maybe as a ship's captain that he works with to get his goods. I don't know if he might be worth asking Ace about if he ships overseas, by boat. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like maybe as a captain he works with
shipments from overseas.
Yeah, or if he has somebody in particular that he works with that he trusts.
I can definitely check.
Tony, lore question.
Fire away.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I thought I remembered hearing something, and I don't know if this is Faerun or 5e, but I thought I remembered hearing something that halflings are not prone to being comfortable on the water. Is that irrelevant here?
Yeah, I will let you guys. I will say, lore purposes, I do not tie stuff like that, like preferences. I will say, not because of the history of like halflings in Starhel.
Yeah.
You guys don't go on boats a lot.
Okay.
Because of like you being from Wildland specifically, and then Kira and Flynn, your guys' background, you don't go on boats. Never really had, never really known. Yeah.
Never. Right, it's not a terror, it's
Never
more
had
of
reason
a
to.
I'm not really meant to be here kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
There's nothing in the player's handbook about halflings.
I can't remember where I saw it then. I thought it was a
stuff like
lore
that.
thing from the book, but
I'll tell you right now, stuff like that, I'm not tying to any traditional assumptions about races and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
Thank you.
I'll let you handle that how you would want to handle
either,
it.
if it makes you feel better.
There you go. It's a boat. What's a boat? Alright.
It's a boat.
It's a boat. Alright. So you guys finish your snacks. What's the plan?
Alright, so Morag was gonna talk to Ace, we needed to talk to Harbor Master, and other than that we were deciding if we were going on the road.
Do we want to go to Aces together so that we can get rations and maybe some other
We do need
things
food.
that we might need?
Yeah, we need food.
And it might not be a bad idea to stop by that potion shop and see if they have any more healing potions there. We kind of bought them out when we were there, but we got a bit more coin now and it might be worth it.
Idea.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from the mystery ones.
I've only got about a week's
I
worth of
figured
rations. That's not gonna
probably
last
for
me.
I figure Jen will want to keep an eye on Flynn for that.
So you're referring to the magical elixir, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you guys are... Okay, so hammer out a plan. Tell me what the plan is.
We're going to Aces and then the Harbor Master.
And then swinging by the
potions.
elixir potion shop. And I don't know if there's any other, like, does anybody need to maintain weapons or pick up anything else that we might want to stop by? I can't
should be
think of
good.
anything.
Not this early stage of the game, but if we, if the Harbor Master is like, yeah, it's totally gonna be faster to go that way, then we're probably gonna end up taking a boat. If Ace has Ace up his sleeve, then we're gonna take the wagon to get to more, and then otherwise we're just gonna see if we can't get some horses and go spend the night with what's his name?
Lockjaws.
Lockjaws.
Alright, so
Actually, is there like a not munitions,
Barry? Yeah, I see what you mean.
is there anything along those lines?
Armory.
Like an armory? Your best bet would be to go to a blacksmith if you're looking... I think I know kind of what you're looking for. You can go to the... docks area and see if... Poke around there to see if there's anybody that could do something like that, but... So you can absolutely do that, like, on your way to when you talk to the Harbor Master or something like that.
Okay.
So.
Alright. Thank you.
Yep. Alright, so... Potion shop, then Aces, or Aces, then potion shop?
Let's say Aces first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys make your way out of the garrison. And you're making your way down the street. As you get to the city square, you guys still see the painting memorial from yesterday. It's still up. Yesterday when you saw it was just the paintings. When you walk by it now, you now see that there's like some flowers and some wreaths, and you notice some pieces of parchment folded up that look like, maybe cards, stuff like that.
As we go by.
Yep. Alright. So you walk by there, you make your way to Ace's General Store. The doors are open, you see there's plenty of hubbub, people going in and out, people at the checkout. You do see Shael, the manager. She is up front, helping check people out. She sees you, Morag, and goes, "Good to see you again, Morag." He is in the back as always.
I'm not always here to see Ace, but thank you. And then I just hurriedly look at the floor and walk back to Ace's office.
That's amazing.
I'm not always here to see Ace, except for when I am, and it's often.
Except for when I am, which is literally every time.
I'm not always here to see Ace, but when I do,
I say hi.
See Ace. I say hi.
Yeah. All right, so you guys make your way through. There's, you're, maneuvering around people and stuff like that. You do get to the back.
Fertilizer. We need to make a bomb.
No. So you make your way back. Ace's door is open at this point. Normally it's closed, but he has it open at this point during, when there's a, busy, in case people want to pop in and say hi. And he's sitting there, working on another accounting book as, most of the time, Morag, that's when you catch him. So he's sitting there, going over spreadsheets. Another Excel update. God, I'm so
business. Numbers.
Is this working?
Yay!
Thank you. I'm just gonna knock on the door.
And is he was looking kind of frowny at first, but then he looks up and sees you and is like, "Oh, this is the most beautiful thing I've seen all day. Hi."
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, most definitely.
Hi.
Hi. And he gets out from behind his desk and gives you a hug and a kiss.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And he kind of looks behind you and goes, "Oh, the whole gang's here. Hey, everyone."
Oh God. Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
No, it's really not. Anyway,
what can I do for you?
Well, I was hoping to say this, not with everyone here, and I just kind of look back at everybody.
Kira's gonna do that and head out.
All right.
I'm just gonna stand there.
I'll pull Flynn back. Wait, no.
Either way.
This is the good part. Clancy? Hold on. Clancy?
Clancy's heading out.
Okay.
Clancy got the message. Yeah.
All right. So everyone disperses.
Damn it.
Well, first, hi.
Hi.
Second, I've got a little bit of bad news, but maybe also not bad news. I'm going to be leaving, but to help progress, to find out exactly what's going on in the attacks and everything. So I don't know when I'll see you again.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and he shoulder slump a little bit. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, we've heard people talking about other, this happening in other places. Sounds like it's really serious. I hope you're gonna be safe while you're out there.
A little bit more to live for now, so, I'll make it back.
Flynn breaks away, comes back over. Leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again.
What's a jet plane?
Yeah, so he's like, well, I was worried that it was worried for a second because it was me, but I guess it's not me, which makes you feel a little bit better. I mean, I'd like you to stay, but, how do you tell someone?
Maybe we can make that happen eventually, but now.
How do you tell somebody don't go save the country? So how do you tell someone don't go save the world?
You tell them to come back.
Well, okay. Before I say that, and he takes your hand, and he looks at you longingly, and hold on. Gotta check something. Gotta check something. Hold.
Was that good for longing?
Longingly. Okay, no. Focus! Focus!
Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright, get the giggles out now. I'll give you 30 more seconds to giggle.
Okay.
Go.
Okay, I'm okay.
Alright. Alright. I hope so. Alright, so he takes your hand, he looks at you. And he says, well, before I tell you to come back, I do want to say, you and I can have a future together. Please stay. Which PTSD, that's the exact same thing he said to you in the dream.
Go on.
That's it.
Fuck.
Fuck. Is that in character?
Yeah, any character. Just fuck.
Not the response I was expecting, but
no,
okay.
I mean, I can lock the door.
I don't know if I ever told you about this, but I had a dream about. Well, did I tell you how my parents died? Well, I'm not actually sure if they really did. But there's anyway. You said that same thing to me in a dream that I had. Yes.
Well, you were doing that thing again where you start here and then you go there. So.
Right.
So I was in a dream you had?
Right. Well, multiple. But that's not what we're talking about.
I can tell you about the dreams I had with you, but I'm a gentleman, so.
Oh, same.
You're a gentleman?
So, no. When it comes to this conversation, what I'm trying to say is, yes, I will come back. No, I can't stay now, but I would love to stay with you forever, but later.
Oh.
Well,
Sorry, I'm dying.
Jen, she's so awkward.
You're not there.
I am totally listening.
I can feel her awkwardness from here.
Oh, I'm sure Flynn has his ear pressed to the door.
I have a 19 perception.
Well, so he says, well, I would very much like you to come back, and I would like to give you something.
A fat lip.
I was going to have... Wow! Neurodivergent brain just went in like 8 different places. You said fat lip, and I said, oh yeah, Sum 41 broke up the other day. Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, they disbanded. Like yesterday. Sorry, that was it. That was what did it, folks.
Late millennials are devastated.
Who was that?
Sum 41.
Fat lip. They did like.
My name is El Camino. Yo, well, I'll play the song. Yeah, we'll play the song after we're done. It's fine. You'll know.
It's lost on me.
Yep. All right.
We laugh when old people fall. That's my memory.
You'll know it. You'll know it. Trust me. So he's all right. All right. So that's what she's really sad about. Not leaving Ace, but the fact that Sum 41 broke up. All right. So he says, well, I was, didn't know if I was ready to give you this, but I guess I am. And he walks back to his desk.
No.
He opens up a desk drawer.
No.
And takes out a necklace that has, you notice this lovely, like, interlocked, piece on the end of it. And as he's walking back to you, he like pushes a little button on it and takes half of it off. And he takes the necklace and he said, would you mind turning around, please?
He turns around.
All right. And he takes the necklace and he drapes it around your neck, clasps it, kind of grabs you by the shoulders. I know that's how you deal with situations like this, so I'm used to it.
More extra stuff licking him? What?
Yep. So he turns her back around, holds her by the shoulders, and says, I would very much like you to come back to put this back together. Just like we get to be back together.
A single tear.
A very plain tear.
Flynn's on the other side of the door with a makeshift instrument.
You're not there.
I
Here.
will do everything in my power to return this to you to be put back together.
I hope so. And he brings you in for a long, passionate kiss.
After that, there's no good way to go about this subject from what we just talked about, but supplies for the journey?
Odd transition, but okay.
Yeah, again, there's no good way to go about it.
No.
Speaking of leaving, can you give me some stuff?
Not give.
Well, I mean, he's like, well, I
Not
mean,
loan either, because it's probably not going to get it back.
well, I mean, pick out what you guys need and, you know, let Shael know that, you know, we'll cover the cost for it, so.
I know, you don't have to cover the entire cost.
I leave that up to you, but just know that I want to make sure that, and he takes your hand again. He says, I want to make sure that you have everything you need to get where you're going and everything you need to get back.
I'm gonna point in her direction. Just say, "Hey, I know you're getting busy in there, but I can point. I can go through doors. I can't go through light."
I never said the door is closed.
Oh, you're not like doing this in response. You're just doing it randomly.
No, I'm doing the message thing.
Okay.
I'm doing
Yeah,
the message thing.
and
So
I
you're
did-
hearing this in your head. So I know you're getting busy in there and all, but not to interrupt. But don't forget to ask about a wagon, and I don't mean a shaggin' wagon.
And he sees the expression on your face. He's like, it's Flynn again, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm.
He wants me to ask about a wagon.
I mean, you could probably check outside. I think all of our wagons are currently in transit. But you could check to see if there's a spare one. I know there's usually one we have getting repaired or whatnot, you know, from various wear and tear on the journey. So, I mean, you can go outside and check for sure. And as long as you let either myself or Shael know that you'll be taking it, I mean, absolutely.
Well, I was thinking more like a shipment or something. We could just travel with them.
Oh! Well, and he walks back to his desk and he kind of like leafs through and he says, I mean, I just sent out a supply 3 days ago. And that was going back to Waynon, so I probably won't see that for another week. I don't have anything I don't get a lot in boat, but, I mean, there's always, I mean, whenever I need something done by boat, I always just go down to the harbor master and, you know, rent one out. So if you want to do that, you could certainly, you know, check with the harbor master, but,
Funny, because that's where we're going next.
you know what they say about great minds, right?
We get married.
Yeah.
What? My, no, I didn't say anything.
Roll a deception check.
You should know better than that, Dee.
I should know better than that.
You say it in character voice. It counts.
That's true. Oh, dirty 20.
It beats his 17 insight, so.
Ooh.
So yeah, he goes, okay. He was like looking through his like, you know, schedules and stuff like that, so he didn't really catch what you said. So he's like,
Business.
Numbers?
I forgot to autosave Excel again. God.
No.
So he's like, I'm sorry. What was that?
I've got to talk with the others. I'll leave a list at the front of things that
Yeah.
I've taken.
Sure. Yeah. Just
And
yeah.
I'll probably leave a generous tip as well.
Oh. The fine staff at Ace's General Store certainly appreciate your contributions. So.
My contributions, yeah. And I just walk out of the office.
And as you walk out, he goes, "I love you."
Oh my god, I love you too!
Yes. All right.
Oh.
Why won't the cell copy?
Oh, Excel joke.
Try Control C.
While that was going on, Kira was looking at, because he carries like rations.
It's like general goods, yeah.
General goods, but not like weapons or anything like that.
Most you could get would be like a shovel.
Tools.
Tools, not weapons. Yeah.
I mean, a pitchfork's pretty good.
Would?
I mean, if you found the shovel of destiny, that would be incredibly helpful. But
Hey, I already have a shovel actually.
this is the shovel of
Would
destiny.
he have ball bearings?
You can't just ask someone if they would have ball bearings. Oh my god.
Ha ha! Testicles.
What kind of a town do you think this is?
Testicle.
I was trying to get Kaylee, but she didn't pay attention. That makes me sad. I'll do it again. Ha ha! Testicles. Every time. It makes my soul happy. Thank you, Kaylee. Probably not here. You'd probably have to try to find, like, similar to what Morag would be looking for at the docks, like an armory, something like that.
Okay.
For something like ball bearings.
Has them down a few ball bearings. I'm just hoping to replenish my supply.
She's a few balls short of a bag of bearings.
That's
Here's
gross.
something.
What?
Good.
Like the new,
That's
a
good,
few
yeah.
tools short of the shed or whatever. Not the shed,
Yeah.
the shed, sorry.
A few balls back.
What?
Wait, what? A few
What?
balls short of a bearing? A few
A
bearings
few ball
short of a
bags.
ball.
Ha ha! Testicles!
What did you say?
A few balls short of a bag of bearings.
Bag of bearings.
Can anyone tell? It's almost 11.
Kaylee, you are an absolute peach, and I appreciate you so
I
much.
didn't naughty.
That's amazing.
You guys are killing me.
Oh god.
God.
All right,
Think
so
we should grab a bag of D's nuts.
No, I don't have any.
No, so do I even have a rope?
ha ha! Testicles!
Why do people have a rope?
I'll
Kira's
stop.
gonna pick up 10 days worth of rations and a rope.
10 days worth of wrap. What type of rope are you grabbing?
A rope.
There is
rope.
hemp rope.
This
There
rope is made of rope.
is no. There's
Silk.
different types. There's hemp
Yeah,
rope.
hemp and
There's
silk.
silk rope. There's
Silk is lighter
standard.
But more expensive.
And you have 25 foot, 50 foot, 100 foot.
We're gonna go with 50 feet,
Okay.
and she's gonna ask Shale, what's the difference in price between silk and hemp?
And so she.
Because we don't know about the deal with
Right.
it.
Yeah. So she said. So she walks over and she says, "Well, 50 feet of hemp rope is normally one gold piece. You know, based on the conversation Morag had with Ace, we'd be able to knock that down to I'd say 8 silver piece for 50 feet. The silk rope is 10 gold pieces for 50 feet. We'd knock that down to 8.
8. And how much is a ration per day? Like a traveling.
Can you grab us rations? Or can we grab it under the party loot?
I'm just curious what the well, I was gonna do that for the party loot, but I just want to know what it is per day.
She said it's normally for a standard, you know, dried meats and stuff like that. It's about 5 silver pieces for a day's ration. we knocked that down to 3.
3 silver. There's 5 of us. 10 days.
Am I back out yet?
150, so 15 gold.
Yeah, because you would have come and told Shael that, you know,
Okay.
you're getting what you talked about with Ace. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
Kira's still doing the math in her head.
Yeah.
You're good. As you're doing the math in your head, I'm going to just kind of lean over to you and say, if you want to get the silk rope, I've got some hemp rope.
I have hemp rope.
Alright, that was my plan, was the silk rope. I was just gonna say, well, if we want to get like 15 gold worth of rations for the party for everybody, and then it's 8 gold for the silver, I was gonna offer to Shael 20 gold for the lot.
Oh, and actually, Kira, if we can't find your bow bearings, I have a bag.
Oh, I mean, it's not. I got some. I just was added up, but get a few extra. They came in so handy the other day, or last week. That was gonna be my offer to Shael.
And she kind of does the math and says, well, I mean, based on the math, that's more than generous, so. Very much appreciated.
I'm talking about like for the silk rope and the rations, like.
Yeah, and that's based on the math discount that she gave you.
Okay, cool. So 20 for the rope and the rations for everyone. So that should be enough for 10 days. 10 days of rations for everybody. So if you all want to add 10 days of rations to your inventory.
Fumble.
And I'll take that out of the party gold.
Thank you, Kira.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
I actually don't have rope, amazing enough.
I do. I have rope and ball bearings.
Every adventuring party should have rope.
Yeah, I thought I had rope, but apparently I don't.
I mean, I thought I did too, especially since I was trying to use it. I could have sworn I had some.
Maybe you used it up. Like.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it got
I
wrecked
also
while
have
doing that.
darts and hunting traps. I gotta start using more of this stuff.
Sounds like you
That
could go
could be.
hunting too if you get tired of the rations.
Yeah.
Do some nature checks, some survival checks. I like it.
Oh my god. Can I just do a map? Can I add more? There we go.
All right. So you guys make your way out after
Oops.
After making your purchases and whatnot, you do notice as you walk out to the left of where you walk out, there is a wagon that's 3 wheels and then is up on basically the equivalent of a cinder block, and an elf sitting there, kind of trying to wedge wooden wheels back into a metal spoke and stuff like that.
Can I use mending?
Sure.
Me too.
Cool.
Double mend.
Mend.
Ah! Oh, thank you. I've been messing with this for an hour. Thank you. As it was, I couldn't, and
it's understandable.
Yeah. Oh man.
Does anything else need fixed?
No, it was just there was a couple broken spokes after this wagon had hit a rock on the way in, so it just had to, carve new ones and get them fitted in, but I couldn't get it to fit in, and then you used that. That was very helpful. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So he walks over and kind of puts it back on, takes a hammer out, and a big old hammers it back into place. So he's like, all right, that was last thing, so I'll get to go for the next trip. I better go let Shael and Ace know, and then he kind of walks back inside. He makes his way inside the store.
Well, there's an option. Did you talk to him about the wagons?
I did. He said that if there were any in there that were usable, then we can.
You four, except for Morag, roll a perception check.
Perception.
Oh, except for Flint.
I did
Okay.
have hemp rope. It was just in a different place in my inventory.
Nah.
So that's okay. Now I've got 2 sets of rope. I feel like that fits for Kira.
13?
14.
14?
Ooh, 22.
22? All 4 of you notice that Morag's now wearing a necklace she wasn't wearing before.
Oi,
So-
Morag. Where did you get that?
Yeah.
That
Where do you think I got it?
Did you have to earn it?
I swear to God.
Flynn, that's inappropriate.
What?
Back.
What? Oh, ow.
It's very pretty.
I get it. I do have a question.
Thank you.
So does he have a normal
Yes.
tongue, or does he have like a lizard tongue? Bleh. Is it like forked?
Enough.
I'm just curious.
Are we gonna get it? Oh my god, I'm held in suspense. We're not gonna get it. It's fine.
What's your AC? just so I have it on file.
15.
Cool. Zap.
All right.
No, I'm just curious.
And that's another 3 lightning damage.
There you go. So your hair finally, you got it finally matted down and styled back to how you normally have it, and then it's all back up again.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
All right. Sorry, I got lost in my inventory. So we're looking at a wagon. Wagon's fixed.
We need to go talk to the harbor master first, and then we might be coming back to the wagon.
I still feel like a boat's probably more direct.
Direct and faster, for sure. But if that's not an
Yeah.
option, we have a wagon.
Fair. All right. Do we want to? I know we don't want to do the whole harbor master conversation. Probably.
You can stop at the yeah, you can stop. We should be able to do the potion shop real quick. So
Yeah. It should
yeah, that shouldn't take too long. All right, so you guys make your way. You take a quick detour to the magic elixir, which Flynn, you very much remember what was purchased at the magic elixir last time you were here.
I do.
Hey, Flynn, do you want to get more of those fun
No.
potions?
No, I don't. I want to be good. Well,
And-
no. I actually want to get them, but no, I'm not going to.
All right, and you walk in, and you know, as similar before, there's all different types of potions all along the wall. There's also a wall for magical artifacts and magical accessories and stuff like that. Clancy, you do notice that there are 3 potions currently in the clearance rack. And you see Rebecca behind the counter again, looking just as bored and disinterested as she was last time. So you walk in, you hear a bell ring, and you hear her go, welcome to the magical elixir, where you can get any elixir to make yourself feel magical. Let me know if you have any questions. And she goes right back to reading whatever book she was reading.
It's Daria. Something smells like cheese.
I am looking for the last time we were here.
I think it's this potion over here. It smells like cheese.
Oh, here we go. Healing potions.
Mm-hmm. So you walk over, and you do find the magic potions aisle, or the magic potions rack, and there's various sizes of bottles, and various colors to them. Some are a lighter red, some of them are a darker red. What are you looking for specifically?
Healing potions. And how much they are. And how many there are.
Okay. So you're looking through. You do see a listing for the like a couple of smaller, lighter colored, which you know are your standard healing potions, which is your 2d4. It's considered the standard. There is another rack below that, or another shelf below that, that has a couple that are a little bit bigger, and the red is a little bit darker, which is your greater healing. And then, so there's like 5 or 6 of those. And then there is one shelf all the way at the top that has 2 fairly large, fairly dark bottles that are your supreme, or superior. Sorry, not supreme. But superior healing.
All right, and how much are each of them?
The standard is 50 per. Greater is 200, and superior is 2,000.
Well, we definitely can't get the superior or the greater, really. So why don't, if we get, oh, it's deep.
Well, especially in a world, yeah. In a world. I don't know why I stopped that sentence.
So I have one. Does anybody else still have theirs from before?
A healing potion?
Yeah.
No, I
has
gave
anybody
mine to
used?
Morag.
Fancy.
I have one healing potion.
Okay.
I've also got a healing potion.
Okay. Shopping is the best part of D&D. So Clancy's the only one who doesn't have one currently. And they're 50 apiece.
A lot of dough. Honestly, I mean, maybe have, just out of character, I would say like maybe 2.
Make sure.
Each is more than enough for a party,
2
but
each,
otherwise,
so that'd be 6 total. So that's
we already have, I mean, besides
Clancy
Clancy, we
doesn't
already
have
have
one. So
Yeah.
4 of us have one. Clancy
I mean,
doesn't have
Clancy
one.
can pay for 1 potion of his own and then have 1 from the party gold.
Okay, so if we buy 5 with the party gold, it's still a lot of money, but okay.
You do see a sign above the healing potion that says ask about our bulk discount.
Okay.
Bulk discounts.
And then Kira's also gonna glance through the magic items again. I think there was a ring of some sort last time.
There was. You'd have to go talk to Rebecca about it.
All right, then Kira's gonna go talk to Rebecca.
All right.
To sign about over by the healing potions about bulk discount. How much? What is that bulk discount?
Discount is buy 3, get the 4th for 50% off. That does not apply to anything higher than a greater healing potion.
All right.
That is specifically for healing potions. Any other potions of resistance or any other magical abilities are not eligible for the group discount.
Got it. All right. Question number 2.
And she looks up and says, "Oh, you were a ring, right?" And she takes out a book. Yeah, you had put down, you had looked at a ring of evasion. I believe you'd put down it has here that you'd put down the 10% deposit.
I
Did
don't
you?
remember doing that, but
Oh no, you'd asked about it. You'd asked about it. Sorry.
I'd asked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so she says, well, we do have the Ring of Evasion still here. As stated before, there's a 10% cost that you can hold it for 30 days. If you do not come back to purchase it within those 30 days, the deposit is forfeited and the item is put back up for sale.
What does the Ring of Evasion do?
The Ring of Evasion, and she kind of leafs through her book. That is, I do not want the Ring of Earth Elemental Command. That is not what you were asking for.
She puts it on. Which ring?
She said, all right, so she pulls out a different book, kind of like, scrolls through it and goes, Ring of Evasion, it allows you to quickly turn a failed situation into a successful situation. It is a limited number of charges per day, and those charges have to be reset at dawn the next day. Out of game, it gives you have 3 charges, and you can turn a failed dexterity saving throw into a successful throw.
Oh. But see, I just got evasion.
Well, you didn't have it when you asked about it, so.
I didn't know.
And this lets you do it up to 3 times a day.
Okay. Since I got evasion. So, and for those of you who don't know, evasion is a rogue skill that you get when you hit 7th level when you are subject to an effect that, when you have to make a dex saving throw, if you fail it to only take half damage, you take no damage, and if you succeed... No, wait,
if you fail, you take half damage instead of full damage, and if you succeed, you take no damage instead of half.
You take no damage instead of half, yeah.
Right.
So, that's what it is. Well, what other types of things might you have?
Just kind of leads through the catalog. Well, we have various magical artifacts and magical jewelry. What is there anything specifically you're looking for?
I don't know.
Ring of invisibility.
I didn't know that they had like a giant list.
I mean, they have a catalog of all their stuff, but you know, there's a shelf. Go look at if there's something specifically you're looking for. Go look at the shelf or ask for it.
I don't know if there's anything specific. I don't know what I might be looking for. I don't know what I might be interested in. So maybe I'll just skip that for now, and just say we're because I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Morag, did you have a question?
Yes, Rebecca. Do you happen to have a bag of holding?
We have a bag of holding.
You have a bag of holding. I want my own.
Oh. Well, it's a party's bag of holding.
Don't put it inside the other one.
Still want my one.
All right. So she leafs through the catalog. Bag of holding. Bag of holding. I don't believe we have anything out right now. However, we are expecting a shipment from Pastrinos, where we get a lot of our magical items from, within the next week or so.
Well, that is too long.
So we'll have to go to pastrami for
My
support.
sincerest apologies for the inconvenience.
It sounds so sincere, Rebecca, I swear. It really does.
What about defense? Anything that helps with defense? Not to prolong this process, but...
But I'm prolonging this process. You've got, like, rings of mind shielding. You know, there's a bunch of stuff. What are you looking for specifically?
Like, is there anything that gives, like, an AC bonus or any sort of...
Maybe a ring of stealth bonus, like it'll soften your steps, or ring of feather falling.
A ring of feather falling wouldn't be bad, or something, yeah.
I mean, they have...
increases speed, that would be good too.
Yeah. I mean, there's rings of defense, there's rings of protection, and then they also have, like, there's rings, there's necklaces, there's earrings, you know, kind of like, they all do the same thing, but just as, like, what your flavor of accessory is. You know, they have rings of invisibility, they have you know, obviously stuff is, you know, various cost and whatnot, you know, especially, you know, stuff like the rings of protection, raise and defense are going to be kind of on the higher end.
Yeah.
So,
Tell you what, we can talk off game about this. Maybe.
You got it. Maybe. You got it.
It depends on the cost and what it is, and I don't have anything specific. I just kind of, I didn't expect there to be so much choice, I guess.
I mean, make a wish.
I mean, you got to think, this is like one of the few magic-related shops in Furan, so they're going to have the market cornered on stuff like that.
Seems like a lot.
We do our best to provide the most quality products to our customers.
I am substantially impressed by your diversity and number of items.
Thank you. There is a suggestion box if you would like to provide any feedback about the services you'd had today.
We will take 5 regular potions of ailing.
Alright, 5 potions of regular hearing. So at the buy 3, get the 4th one at 50%. That comes to 225 gold.
How many gold and a platinum? I forget.
100. Oh wait, 10.
No, it's 10
Sorry.
every time.
10, yeah, 10, sorry.
10.
Like,
those are vastly different numbers.
They are very different
and I know
numbers.
which one I
no,
want
that's
to
no.
hear,
The
but-
100 is the one above platinum. I forget what that one is.
Oh.
Oh, there's one above platinum? I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Richer.
Yeah, that
Electrum's
one.
below. It's between.
No.
Electrum's between silver and gold.
Yeah, it is. According to
Because it's
CGV.
5 silver is 1 electrum. But
Okay,
10.
so
That's okay. I must have
200
misread that. 25.
200 and what? How much?
25.
225. Okay. Then, to make things easy, I will hand over the 20 platinum plus 25 gold.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Said-
okay, there it is. Yep, that is correct. An electrum piece is worth 5 silver pieces, and a platinum piece is worth 10 gold.
Why did I think that was the higher one? Why did I think that was the higher one?
Because electrum sounds like it should
sounds
be higher.
cool.
It sounds
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Having to
All right,
do-
so she takes like a leather pouch from underneath the counter, puts the potions in them, hands them to you, and says, "Thank you for your patronage. Is there anything else I can help you with today?"
Clancy, I think you wanted to buy something, right?
But I mean, he could just buy. Well, how much would individual potion be? Or did
Depends
you
on-
buy? enough
Depends
for
on what you're
everybody
getting.
to have
Depends on what you're getting.
I bought enough. I bought 5,
One
so
each.
I was going to give 1 to everybody. So the thought was that everybody would have 2, but that is up to you. I have provided 1 additional potion of healing for everyone.
How much
One
does
is
a potion of healing cost? Is that 50 gold or
50. The standard is 50 gold.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that much, so I still just have to deal with the 1.
Okay.
That's why I bought the mystery potions last time.
Because they were cheap. And he thought it'd be fun. And it was fun for me.
Jen still has a mystery potion.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Does Flynn know that?
I don't know if he remembers it, but Jen took one when he first got them, and I still have it in my inventory.
Wow.
I think I was the only one that didn't take one.
No, Kira didn't.
One.
And
Yeah.
Clancy got one after the fact. Interesting. Okay, alright.
Yeah, he gave one out, and Jen took it, and she was like, "How about I hold on to that?"
Right, okay. Not realizing he had a bunch more. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so once again she's like, is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, but Tony, you and I can talk offline about
Sure. Other stuff,
things. Yeah, about
if you want.
if Kira would have maybe bought something else.
yeah. Sure.
Not that she has a lot of money, but
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming to the Magic Elixir, where any elixir we have can make you magical. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And
I hope you have a
she goes
magical
back to
day.
She goes back to her book.
thanks.
Absolute joy, that one.
Ray of sunshine.
And as you walk out the door, you hear, I hate people so much.
Same, Rebecca. Same.
Alright, so after stocking up on potions and rations, narrowing down where the party will travel to next, I think we will call it a night.
Ooh, real world.
Ooh, real world.
Yay,
But you guys you got more information, more lore dump. For those that are suckers for lore dumps, congratulations, you got a ton more. Which is always fun and good. Apologies once again for the technical issues we had earlier. But I'm glad we were able to work past it, and I'm glad that everybody got to hang out. Whether it was active in chat or lurking or what have you, it was a good time. So, and thank you to you 5, as always, for being awesome.
Yay.
Yay! So, let us see. Alright, so let us go once again right into our wonderful friends over at Blue Cottage D&D. Once again, we'll probably catch them as they're wrapping up. But in the meantime, it is unfortunately time for us to head back to the real world. So check out the replay tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern. Otherwise, we will be back Tuesday. Will next Tuesday finally be the session where they leave? Who knows?
We explore
might get stuck
more.
We gotta stop by. Kira's gotta stop by Cloud9 to talk to Felina again. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, we could talk more offline, but I figured.
Yeah. I'm kidding about that.
Have to make sure we pick up all our stuff from the dorms, and then I was gonna leave a note, to be perfectly honest, in case she stopped by.
That seems very Kira. Yeah, that seems very Kira.
Alrighty then. Alright,
Jeffrey! We're leaving!
Alright, so we are. Alright, so we're gonna head out. Go raid our friends over at Blue Cottage D&D. In the meantime, everyone, have a good rest of your night, and we will see you either tomorrow for Pretend or next Tuesday for real. So, have a good one.
Bye.
Oh,
Well,
crap,
they've
I
already
did
seen
that
this
thing again
before,
where
yeah.
we gotta hang out for 8 seconds till it says we're
Right,
ready
yeah.
to raid.
The
So,
ending screen, it's fine.
Nice.
Just go
hi
to the ending screen,
everyone.
it's fine.
Do 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 do. Schwabanon. Do 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 do. And we're gone.
Mana.
Alright.
Yeah, it's always better to, you can go